Baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. The Yellow Pages 9 out of 10 people use, the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Coca-Cola, always a hit, always Coca-Cola. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. And by Independent Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 56 years, the health insurance company you can lean on. Another sellout crowd here at Jack Russell Stadium today. The Phillies have had more this spring than at any other time since they've been playing here. And the fans are really going to get some summer-like weather here today. It is just a perfect summer afternoon here at Jack Russell Stadium. A lot of Cardinal fans over from St. Pete, I am sure. It's only the second meeting of the year between the Phillies and the Cardinals. And here's the way the running Redbirds go this afternoon. Bernard Gilkey leads off and plays left. Ozzie Smith is the shortstop. Greg Jeffries at first base. Todd Zeile, the third baseman. Mark Whitten plays right field. Brian Jordan plays center. Geronimo Peña's the second baseman. Eric Pappas will be behind the plate. And the Cardinals pitch a left-hander, Real Cormier.
Defensively for the Phillies this afternoon, Mariano Duncan is playing first base. Mickey Morandini at second base. Kevin Stocker is the shortstop, and over at third base, Kim Batiste is filling in for Dave Hollins. Pete Incaviglia is in left field with Lenny Dykstra in center and Tony Longmire in right. Darren Dalton is doing the catching this afternoon, and on the mound, 6'8", 265-pound right-hander Jeff Juden. Juden's a member of that core that's trying to establish themselves as the fifth starter for the Phillies, along with Tyler Green, Bobby Munoz, and Mike Williams. He's making his fifth appearance of the spring and his second start. And when you look at Juden's numbers over the course of the spring, he's just continually progressed. Not only in the number of innings that he's pitched, he's added an inning on each time, starting out with 2, 3, 4, and then 5, but also the effectiveness with which he has pitched. So the big guy is making progress, moving toward trying to establish himself as a part of that Philly pitching staff on opening day.
Jim Fregosi says the pitchers themselves will decide the issue, and really at this point no one has really stepped forward to take over. Hopefully they will do that. Spring training ends 1 week from today. Here's Gilkey, who really had a tremendous year for the Cardinals last year. Hitting at .240 this spring, but he came with age last year. A lot of people thought that Gilkey might not make it, but he started hitting with some power last year, and he scored 99 runs for St. Louis.
Takes some guys a little longer than others to turn the corner, but it appears as if at least last year was the year that Gilkey was able to accomplish that.
There's a fly for Lenny Dykstra. Goes over into right center, plays it off to the side, which you see a lot of outfielders do down here because you have a very high, very bright sky.
Second, number 1, Ozzie Smith, shortstop.
39-year-old Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, and the headline news is that he did not win the Gold Glove last year. After 13 straight years, he did not win it. That's amazing. But a lot of people say that he is not slackened off at all. He's hitting .329, so that'll tell you something right there in spring training. Juden's pitch is a little bit low. That's the National League's Mark Hirschbeck calling balls and strikes. We have all NL umpires. Frank Pulley's at first and Steve Ripley at third.
Games in Clearwater, must be Frank Pulley.
Always here. Last year, Ozzie beat out 33 infield hits. Three balls and no strikes on Ozzie. Juden 1-0 in spring training, a 3.86 earned run average. He's pitched 14 innings here in the spring. In for a strike, and it's 3-1 on Ozzie Smith. Cardinals are having a great spring. They're 13-7. The Phillies bring a record of 11-10 into the contest. Smith sends a fly down the left field line. Incaviglia with room. Back in the corner. We don't have a whole lot of wind here today. Incaviglia getting back into the corner to make that catch. But it shifted since you and I were looking at it earlier, Teak. It was blowing from right to left, or basically in. Now it's blowing the other way around.
And now it's more back to normal, blowing out to right field. Well, actually, at the beginning of the day, it was blowing straight down. Flag was laying limp on the pole, but now more like a Clearwater day. The wind blowing out to right field.
Greg Jeffries hitting at .316. in spring training. No homers and 5 RBIs for Jeffries. He had a great year last year. Jeffries hit .342 with 16 homers, 83 runs batted in. He takes a strike. Jeffries looked comfortable at first base last year. He didn't play it in a great fashion. In other words, he did not dig a lot of balls out of the dirt. Ozzie Smith, for example, had more errors last year than normal. But at least it's his best infield position. Stocker makes the play, and down go the Cardinals. At the end of the half inning, St. Louis nothing. The Phillies coming up.
Bud Light, please.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
When he rips it to deep right field, back goes Gwynn. It's out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra. Deep to left center field. Way back. This ball is a grand slam. Home run, Darren Dalton. Deep to left field. Eric Davis going back. Still going back. He can't get it. It's a double for Lenny Dykstra. And the Phillies are going to win this ball game.
Let the games begin. The players get their championship rings. You'll receive a free schedule magnet from PA's new 610 area code. The Phillies host the Rockies. The Phillies home opener Monday, April 11th at 2:05. Call 463-1000.
Scoreless going to the bottom half of the first, and here's the way the Phillies bat today. Lenny Dykstra leads it off. Mickey Morandini plays at second. Mariano Duncan is the first baseman. Pete Incaviglia in left. Darren Dalton is the catcher. Kim Batiste as at third base. Tony Longmire's the right fielder. Kevin Stocker the shortstop, and pitcher Jeff Juden.
Defensively for Joe Torre's St. Louis Cardinals this afternoon, Greg Jeffries is at first base. Geronimo Pena plays second base. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith at shortstop, and Todd Zeile at third base. Bernard Gilkey is a left fielder with Brian Jordan in center. The strong arm Mark Whitten in right field. Eric Pappas doing the catching for the Cardinals this afternoon. And on the mound, 5'10", 185-pound left-hander Real Cormier. Cormier making his sixth start of the spring. He's not an overpowering type pitcher. Throws sinking fastballs and changeups. Does throw an occasional curveball. Now, for him to be effective, and it's always been the case with him, to get people out, he has to keep the ball down in the strike zone. When the ball is up in the strike zone, it is very hittable. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys, so, you know, when you talk about Cormier being wild, you're not particularly talking about the base on ball. You're talking about the ball being up in the strike zone and him getting himself in a dangerous area with the hitters.
You know, Teak, that not walking anybody has been typical of the entire Cardinal pitching staff. Bob Tewksbury annually has been a tough guy to draw a walk on, and those kind of things usually spread through a staff. Dykstra takes a strike even though he was giving ground. Lenny's had a rough spring as far as getting his hits are concerned, carrying a 190 batting average. Lenny doesn't seem concerned about it, so if he isn't, I guess we shouldn't be.
Nope.
One of these days, though, he's got to start kicking them in.
Opening day would be fine.
Yeah, that's right. They don't count down here.
That's when they start racking them up.
Lenny has not attempted a stolen base here in spring training. No use wearing yourself out on that. Here's a looper to left field, but Gilkey moves over and makes the play. Dykstra flies to Gilkey. That's the first out of the bottom half of the first inning. And here's Mickey Morandini. Now, he's had an outstanding spring. Mickey with a .289 average. He was leading the club in home runs for a while with 3 of them. He has now been surpassed by Tony Longmire. Tony with 4. And Mickey with 16 runs scored. That's tied for the lead among all National League players. Swing and a miss at a Cormier fastball. Real Cormier issued 1.7 walks per 9 innings last year. particularly tough on left-handers who hit only .207 off him. And we might mention that the Philly lineup has quite a few lefties in there today. In spring training, you don't necessarily try to style your lineup.
Well, Jim Fregosi has been trying to get his left-handers in the lineup, but he's just hit a string of left-handed opposing pitchers, and there's a couple more coming up the next couple days, so you have to play them sometime. So, you know, you'd rather have the at-bats against right-handed pitchers, but it's better than no at-bats at all.
Cormier gets a strikeout, second out of the inning, and that'll bring to the plate Mariano Duncan.
Talked about the sinking fastball from Cormier. Down and on the outside part of the plate. Eric Pappas sets out there. Cormier right in the center of the glove. Good two-strike pitch.
Skipper Joe Torre out in the sunshine today. Torre has managed this club for the last 3 years. And they haven't made many changes this year, Teak, although baseball made one change on them. They are now in the Central Division.
Realignment.
Means the Phillies don't have to worry about them head-to-head any longer, except insofar as a possible wild card bid might be concerned. And Teak, since the Cardinals didn't make many off-season changes, you must get the impression that they think they're in position to contend.
Well, they feel that they're in a good position right now. Obviously, Joe Torre would love to have some more pitching. I don't think anybody in baseball, would not. Got bad news early with Donovan Osborne being out for the season, so that's part of his problem. But his everyday lineup, very satisfied with it.
There's the Wizard with the pickup and the quick release, and down goes Duncan, and down go the Phillies. At the end of an inning, it's 0-0.
Most luxury cars are assembled with spot welds. But for the J30, Infiniti adopted a process called weld bonding that bonds entire seams. Over time, flex and stress can weaken spot welds. But when the entire seam is sealed, there are no weak points, which means a stronger, safer body that lasts longer. Visit your Infiniti showroom.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
There's a new kind of energy around here. A company that can meet your energy needs well into the next century without building even one new plant, which means no large increase in the cost of your service. A company whose oil-fired generators will also run on natural gas, another way to help keep your bill down. There's a new energy company around here, and a new name. Pico Energy, focusing our energies on you.
Most luxury cars are assembled with spot welds. But for the J30, Infiniti adopted a process called weld bonding that bonds entire seams. Over time, flex and stress can weaken spot welds. But when the entire seam is sealed, there are no weak points, which means a stronger, safer body that lasts longer. Visit your Infiniti showroom.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Interesting this morning out behind the Brain Trust was watching Norm Charlton take some practice tosses.
Norm Charlton for the second time in 3 days throwing batting practice. Another step in his progress toward getting ready. Talked to Norman before the game. He said, his arm feels good. Everything feels really good right now. Of course, many interested observers behind the batting cage as Norman's doing his work this morning, but everything seems to be on schedule, if not a little bit ahead for Charlton. But, it's one of those things you got to wait and make sure with Charlton.
Yeah, that's always been the Phillies' approach to things, as a cautious one. And when you're talking about an arm injury for a guy that could really help you down the stretch, you don't want to rush it. This is Todd Zeile leading off for the Cardinals. We're in the second of a scoreless game. Here's a play for Stocker. Zeile is out, and that's 4 in a row, retired by Jeff Juden. Incidentally, Juden's old skipper, Art Howe, who is now a scout for the LA Dodgers, is here today. We had lunch with Art down in the press room today, and he was saying that a year ago this time, Juden had pitched well enough, in his opinion, to be the number 5 starter for the Astros, except that because of all the days off in April, there weren't going to be many occasions where they needed the number 5, and he didn't think he could pitch out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Juden had not had a whole lot of experience pitching out of the bullpen. Art says, as it turned out, it was very fortunate for the Houston Ball Club last year because they took Darryl Kyle because he could pitch out of the bullpen. Of course, Kyle turned in a tremendous season for the Astros, but He did mention that Juden had pitched well enough last year that he could have been a number 5 starter had that number 5 starter been needed at the beginning of the season. Much the same situation that the Phillies are in this year. Yes, there's a battle for the number 5 starter, but in reality, that pitcher doesn't become a regular pitcher in the rotation until probably the second week in May.
Teak, if Larry Anderson has to start the year on the DL, though, how does that change the mix?
Well, I think what what you're looking for is you're looking for people who can be beneficial to you in the bullpen the first month of the season. If you look at the Phillies roster, especially the pitching part of the roster right now, and the Phillies have stated that they are going to take 11 pitchers, there are probably 4 pitchers that you would consider on the bubble. A couple of them in that mix for the 5th starter, a couple of them, relievers. But you got Tyler Green, Jeff Juden, Heathcliff Slocum, and Mike Williams. Of those 4, the way things stand right now, without any other changes, is get the base hit to right field by Witten. If there are no other changes at this point, 3 of those 4 make the staff. So it's basically the fact, one person will be eliminated out of that quartet.
And the person more likely to be eliminated would be a person who could not be used in both roles. And that would certainly speak well for guys like Mike Williams and for Bobby Munoz. Here's Brian Jordan talking about bright futures. How about this guy? 14 RBIs to lead his ball club here in spring training and a .366 batting average for the ex-defensive back of the Atlanta Falcons. Juden pours it in for a strike. The Cardinals have the luxury of having 4 outfielders who could all be regulars on other clubs, and Joe Torre's job is to rotate them. The odd man out today is Langford.
Yeah, Torre is that he is not going to set with 3 outfielders. He's going to use all 4 of them and rotate them in and out of the lineup.
Runner goes. Beauty of a throw, but a stolen base for Witten. He just beat the throw. The throw was not bad at all. Mark Witten gets his 2nd stolen base of spring training.
Jeff Juden with the big leg kick. Mark Witten able to get a good jump to second base. Dalton with a good strong throw, just able to get in underneath it. But that's one of those bases that you steal on the pitcher. Got a good jump. Juden, of course, being 6'8", takes a while for him to wind up and unload the ball to home plate. And that, Witten with his good speed, just able to outrun the ball to second base. Nothing wrong with the throw from Dalton.
Swing and a miss. Jordan strikes out. Juden gets his first strikeout, 2nd out of the inning. Coming to the plate now for St. Louis, their second baseman, Geronimo Pena. He's having a good spring. .363 is his average. A guy who has been hurt a lot throughout his career. And the Cardinals might be doing the same thing at second base this year that they're doing in the outfield. That is to say, juggling 2 players. Pena being one, Luis Alicea being his counterpart.
Yeah, and Pena in the past been a switch hitter, now hitting exclusively right-handed this season. So the powers to be have decided, or Pena with the powers to be have decided that to spend the entire season on the right side of the dish.
And that's not typical Cardinal either, because they over the years they have loved switch hitters. They've at times had a lineup full of them.
Yeah, they still do have quite a few, and they collect switch hitters. Used to be the 2 qualifications you need to play for the Cardinals. You had to be able to run like the wind and hit from both sides.
They still steal a lot of bases. They stole 153 last year, 2nd in the league. The Expos led the league. But we still call them the running Redbirds. 2-0 on Pena. That's a strike. 2-1. Art Howe had some good news about Jeff Juden. He said he is a real battler. He says he's got good stuff. He has big league stuff, and he says he is a tremendous competitor. You get him between the white lines, and he will battle you. Three balls and a strike. Getting late in spring training, the guy that makes the pristine impression at this point could get the job. Jim Fregosi is waiting to have his eyes open, waiting to be dazzled.
Yeah, last year it was a very simple case. That number 5 fight that was on last year, Tommy Green just grabbed the ball and ran away with it and just left everybody in the dust. That has not happened this spring.
That's a good pitch, full count.
fact, if you remember last year, Tommy did such a great job that he was fighting for the number 5 job, and by the time the season started, he ended up in the number 4 slot, and Big Ben Rivera had been moved down to the 5 spot. So, you know, that was a dominant performance last year, but that has not been the case this spring.
And with Terry Mulholland traded, why, everybody moves up at least a notch. Ball 4. And the Cardinals have 2 men on with 2 away.
Number 12,
Eric Pappas coming up. We talked about Cardinal difficulties. They're battling injuries too, and their number 1 catcher, Tom Pagnozzi, suffered a knee injury. Second one on the same knee in the last couple of months. So he's out now for a while. And Pappas, who a year ago this time was a non-roster player, all of a sudden is being heavily counted on. Pappas takes a strike. He's hitting only 130 in the spring. No homers, 4 runs batted in for Pappas. And it looks like his backup is going to be Terry McGriff, who is a non-roster player with the Cardinals right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pappas chased a high one. Duden got away with a pitch up about the eyeballs.
Yeah, high fastballs are easy to handle, but high fastballs out of the strike zone become much more difficult. This ball, Duden throwing the ball in the 90-plus range up in Pappas's eyes, just not able to catch up with that one. It looks good until you try to get the bat to it. Then all of a sudden it gets real small.
The 1-2 pitch. Dalton thought he had it, started heading for the dugout, but did not hear the call from Mark Hirschbeck. It's a 2-2 count. There's Mark tuning up for the National League season, which opens a week from tomorrow. That's right, a Sunday night opener this year in Cincinnati. Breaking ball just missed. Cincinnati Reds are going to be opening against the St. Louis Cardinals on April 3rd. Well, we'll have the runners on the move now. We've got a full count on the hitter, Pappas. Breaking ball hit hard, but it's Stocker. He'll make the play to first base, and it's caught by Duncan, who maintains the bag. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the second, scoreless.
Lenny rips it to deep right field. Back goes Gwynn. It's out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra. Deep to left center field. Way back. This ball is a grand slam. Home run, Darren Dalton. Deep to left field. Eric Davis going back. Still going back. He can't get it. It's a double for Lenny Dykstra. And the Phillies are going to win this ball game.
The Phillies try to make the Reds run up a white surrender flag Friday, April 15th at 7:35. And again Saturday at when fans 14 and under receive a free photo ball baseball featuring different National League champion Phillies players. And Sunday, April 17th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under receive a free keychain with a replica of the Phillies National League Championship ring. Reserve your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000 now.
The right car should be safe and dependable. The right car should have a V6 engine, front-wheel drive, and a driver's side airbag. It should be comfortable, and it should have room for 5 adults, a theft deterrent system, and keyless entry. But most of all, the right car should be easy to get into.
Lease a Maxima GXE with no down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
At the current moment, Pete Incaviglia leads all National League hitters in spring training with a 475 average. Before the game, I talked to Inky, and I was asking him if this was normal for him in spring training and what he had done to prepare to get off to such a great start this spring.
First 2 weeks of spring training, went down to the complex. I hit every morning at 9 o'clock with Vuki. I take a lot of swings. That's how I build my strength. That's how I build my bat speed. And you know, I just seem to carry over what I was doing last year into this year, and I'm seeing to knowing myself a little bit more, you know, making those adjustments a little bit quicker at the plate instead of, you know, taking 3 or 4 bats or even a day. I'm doing it from a pitch to a pitch to, you know, at bat to at bat instead of, you know, like day to day. So I'm real happy with the way I'm progressing. I feel like I'm swinging the bat well, and my bat speed's where I want it, and I'm looking forward to another big year for our ball club.
And here is Enke to lead off the inning, leading the Phillies with 19 hits, as Teak mentioned, a .475 batting average, 3 homers, a dozen RBIs.
I did ask Enke when we were done with that interview if he considered himself a contender for the batting title this year because he's leading the league in spring training. He said, no, I think my game's more of an RBI game. I'm going to stick with that.
I would think so. Cormier starts him with a breaking ball, which misses. It'll be Incaviglia, Dalton, and Batista hit here in the second of a scoreless ball game. Going in, 2 balls and no strikes on Incaviglia. Enke has the second top slugging percentage of any National Leaguer, .875. He brings a 5-game hitting streak into the contest.
Make it 6.
Make it 6. Zeal couldn't get it. Right under the glove of Zeal to the left of him, and a base hit for Incaviglia, first for the Phillies today.
Right on cue.
His 20th hit of spring training.
Like when those players perform right on cue.
Sure helps.
Time to get a base hit. Boom.
Got a hit. Maybe it's time for Darren Dalton to get his first home run, you think?
Wind shifted again.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that then. Bad time to predict it. Darren hitting at .353, so he's had plenty of other hits. Pappas fights a ball in the dirt, and it's a strike because Darren swung at it. We mentioned there are a lot of left-handers in the Phillies lineup. Of course, Dalton is one who would play day in and day out, regardless of who's on the mound. Another scoop by Pappas. Somebody not probably in that category who's in there today is Tony Longmire.
Mickey Morandini probably not play as much against left-handers as he would against right-handers.
Right. Cormier, Cardinals want him to throw his curveball for strikes. They want him to be able to pitch with a little more confidence. He gets this one over. 1-2 the count on Dalton. I asked Cardinal pitching coach Joe Coleman who would follow Cormier today. He said, well, we're going to go by situations today. He got 3 other hurlers, so we might see some mid-inning changes for the Cardinals today. As the ball, one of those who will be pitching is Mike Perez, and the Cardinals are grooming him to be their closer this year.
Of course, Lee Smith's been the Cardinal closer for quite a while, and he was moved last year toward the end of the season, so there is a void. Another opportunity for a young player to step forward and establish himself.
Lee Smith, will see him 1 week from today in Baltimore. That's our next Sports Channel telecast, and at 1:30 next Saturday afternoon, the Phillies and the Orioles in the final spring game for both teams at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Probably won't be quite this warm, I wouldn't think. There's a big pop-up in the infield. Going to be a play for Jeffries, and he grabs it in foul ground. Dalton fouls to Jeffries and fails to advance the runner.
Batting sixth, number 5, Kim Batiste.
Batiste coming up. Kim hitting at .228, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. A busy spring for Kim. He's played all over the ballpark. Outfield, third base, shortstop, first base. I guess he skipped second this year. He's also the emergency catcher now. He hasn't been in a game behind the plate, but he has worked out some there. Cormier with a lot of breaking balls. Cormier came into the game having pitched 21 spring innings. Only 3 National League pitchers had pitched more in spring training. Right now, Cormier is penciled in to be the 3rd starter for St. Louis. Looks like Bob Tewksbury and Rene Arocha will precede him in the rotation. Alan Watson will also be a starter, and I think they signed Rick Sutcliffe to be number 5, but he has not had a good spring.
Well, the Cardinals, with that hole that was created by Osborne late, had to do a little scrambling, they were counting on Osborne being in that rotation, so they had to try to make an adjustment. Brought Sutcliffe in. As you said, he hasn't pitched all that well this spring, but sometimes you will take a veteran pitcher like a Sutcliffe and toss a little bit of that spring training information out the window and say, well, let's at least start the season with the guy and see what he does when the game's on the line.
Oh, Batiste had a rip at a fastball that was a little bit up. 2-1 on Kim. Phillies and the Cards in a scoreless ball game. Phillies and the Cards going to meet once more next Thursday here at Jack Russell Stadium in the final Florida spring training game for both teams. In the air, right side. Jeffries over, and the ball is foul out of play. A souvenir for some sun-drenched fan, and we don't have, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of breeze today, so if you're sitting out in the sun, it's hot.
It's full baked today.
We were kind of toasty out there with our new blue Sports Channel shirts on. They soak up that sunshine. Batiste strikes out. That's strikeout number 2 for Cormier, his second out of the inning.
When you go up to hit against Cormier, you're thinking about the ball down in the strike zone. This time he surprised Batty a little bit with a fastball up and out over the plate, much similar to a pitch he threw about 2 pitches before, and Batty just kind of waved at it. It was out of the strike zone for a ball, but possibly those breaking balls early in the count had implanted that in his mind, and he was thinking breaking ball again.
Longmire, we talked about him in the opening, the fact that he hit 2 home runs for the Phillies yesterday and now has the club lead with 4. Also the RBI lead with 15. Tony hitting a cool .368 here in the spring. Out of options, so the Phillies wanted him to make the team if he could demonstrate so this spring, and he certainly has. Ball and a strike on Longmire. Getting some playing time in right field now. Jim Eisenreich has been absent because of the birth of a child, which has now occurred, but Jim's been away for a long time, and whether he'll be able to get back and get right into the swing of things, who knows. So I think that's another reason why he's getting some playing time in right field. Jim and Leanne Eisenreich welcomed their second child on the 22nd, Tyler James. 9 pounds and 10 ounces.
Newest member of the Philly family.
Longmire destroys a pitch apparently he thought was a strike.
We mentioned Cormier, very tough on left-handed hitters. It's a little bit of a crossfire in his motion, so he's throwing the ball from behind the left-handed hitter. Very good, and we've seen it so far this afternoon about being able to keep the ball on the outside part of the plate to those left-handers. So, when the ball starts coming from behind them, the tendency is to pull off a little bit, and it makes it much more difficult to reach that outside part of the plate.
2-2 on Longmire. Struck him out. That was a good inning for Cormier, who gave up a leadoff single and then got him 1-2-3. At the end of 2 today, it's 0-0.
Hi. Is this space taken?
No.
Then I'll sit down.
You want a Bud Light?
Not yet.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
How about a little help here?
Retirement? I'm too young to be worried about retiring.
I'm set. I've been socking away a little of my paycheck every month.
The same company for almost 20 years. They'll take care of me.
You bet I got my nest egg covered.
In these uncertain financial times, turn to Nationwide Financial Services for a wide range of investment alternatives, most of which are tax advantaged. Because someday soon, the quality of your life may depend on the quality of your investments.
It's Saturday. I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'll hire him to mow the lawn and paint the garage. No, the garage. I'm dreaming big. With Super 7, I'll buy a car. No, cars. Meet exotic people. Not him. Her. I'll be in the money. Moolah. Saturday. Super 7. If I can dream it, I can win it.
All fans 14 and under receive a free photo ball baseball featuring different National League champion Philly players, compliments of Burger King, when the Phillies rip-roar against the Cincinnati Reds. Saturday, April 16th, 7:05. For tickets, call 463-1000.
On April 6th, the Inquirer has a triple treat for Phillies fans. Three of your favorites, Lenny Dykstra, Curt Schilling, and Darren Daulton, in a full-color glossy photo with the Phillies' '94 schedule. It makes a really nice collectible. And you'll find this handsome 10x13 picture of Dykstra, Schilling, and Daulton with the Phillies schedule only inserted inside the April 6th Inquirer. We go to the third inning here at Jack Russell Stadium. Phillies and the Cardinals are scoreless, and pitcher Real Cormier fouls the first pitch from Jeff Juden. Cormier hit .234 last year with 11 hits. He's a .173 lifetime hitter. Two base runners for the Cardinals so far. They have one hit and one walk. There's a breaking ball, pounded foul, and it's 0-2 now on Cormier. Whoop. Swinging the bat and drop it. That's casual. Nothing and 2 on the Cardinal pitcher. Another breaking ball. Juden giving Cormier a steady diet of breaking balls. Left fielder Pete Incaviglia really playing shallow for Cormier, who tries to pound another one, but that he missed that one. So that's strikeout number 2 for Juden, and first out of the inning.
Jeff Juden in the past, his problem has always been, the walks. He's had a major league arm, good stuff, hard to hit, but he's walked about 4 batters every 9 innings that he's pitched. This spring, he has 5 walks in 14 innings, which is only one about every 3 innings, but 4 of those 5 came in his first outing. So since then, since that first outing, his control has been a lot sharper than Juden has shown in the past. He has 1 walk today in the first couple innings, walking Payne in the second, but I think that's a pitcher that has that kind of stuff. That's sometimes the last hurdle that they have to get over, and a lot of that, it's because of the fact they finally have confidence in their stuff. They feel that my stuff is good enough, I can just throw it over the plate and challenge hitters. I don't have to pitch quite as much.
Sound like a broken bat out of Gilkey. Stocker makes the play, and Gilkey is out. 2 up and 2 down here in the third, and there's nothing not to like about Jeff Juden today. Happy 70th birthday today to John Peck of Parksburg, Pennsylvania. Ozzie Smith coming up, flied out to left field, his first at bat this afternoon. The Wizard enjoying a fine spring with a .329 batting average. Ozzie's got one of those self-perpetuating contracts. If he gets a certain number of at-bats every year, and I've forgotten how many it is, his contract already kicks in for the next year.
You do the job, you keep the job.
And he flares a single to left field. Hit number 2 for St. Louis. Opposite field single for Ozzie Smith. Last year, Smith, by the way, stole 21 bases, so he will still run.
2 at bats, the same approach by Smith. The first time he gets the ball in the air to left field, flew out to Incaviglia. This time able to get the bat on top of the ball and drive it on a line through the left side of the infield. That's what the Wizard was trying to do the first time, but he just wasn't able to get on top of the ball.
Greg Jeffries, he's 0 for 1, ground ball to short.
The Wizard, every time he goes to the plate, he goes up there with a plan.
Juden missing with another breaking ball. It looks like he's trying to work on that breaking ball today, and he's had some success with it.
Well, he's been able to get it into the strike zone, and you know, when you can throw your breaking ball for a strike, it makes your fastball even better. And of course, we know Juden's got the great arm and a good fastball.
There's a called strike. By the way, there was a right-hander who was with the Pirates years ago, Mike Dunn, who's been in the Phillies minor league camp this spring. He's here at the game today in uniform, and if there's a chance, the Phillies might give him an inning. I guess you remember a lot about Mike Dunn, don't you?
I remember when Mike Dunn first came over to the Pirates. Strong young prospect, and then had some arm injuries. Really put his career on hold. Now trying to work his way back to the big leagues, coming up through the farm system again. You know, it's tough enough to do that once, but they have to go through that whole process twice in your career. It has to be mentally defeating, I would think.
Well, you don't want to let go easily. I saw where the Texas Rangers released Kenny Howell the other day. It was surprising to me that Kenny Howell was still giving him the shot. Ozzie was running on that pitch. He's all the way down at second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jeffries.
With 2 outs, Ozzie trying to get himself in scoring position. From first base, going to take an extra base hit by Jeffries to score him. If he's able to steal second base, of course, would score on almost any single.
Teak, you know, baseball salaries being what they are these days, though, I guess there is more incentive than there used to be for a guy at the end of his career to try to stick around. Ozzie is holding. Jeffries gets a late swing and fouls it. Still 2-2 on Jeffries.
Talking about salaries, of course, you know, the established major league player, their salary is elevated, and so at the end of your career, if you can tack on another year or two, of course, that's big bucks. And then, you know, you get the other scenarios, you know, the Kenny Howells and the Mike Dunns, who have not spent a whole lot of time in the big leagues, but you know, if they can get back, salaries being what they are, they can make up for a lot of lost time.
In the air and well hit to left center field. Incaviglia wraps it up, and the inning is over. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. 0-0.
Lenny rips it to deep right field. Back goes Gwynn. It's out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra. Deep to left center field. Way back. This ball is a grand slam. Home run, Darren Dalton. Deep to left field. Eric Davis going back. Still going back. He can't get it. It's another for Lenny Dykstra. And the Phillies are going to win this ball game.
Look what you did.
What I did? Just who do you think you are, man?
Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Phillies baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you in part by Pico Energy. There's a new kind of energy around here, Pico Energy. And we get energized just looking at those palm trees here in Florida, because that just reminds you where you are and how nice it is down here and how great it is to be able to tune up for the regular season in conditions like this. I'm Andy Musser with Kent DeColby. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, scoreless ball game. Kevin Stocker, and things have been looking up for him lately, Teak. His average is on the rise. He was down in the 140s, and it's up to 195 now.
Well, it was a struggle early in the spring for Kevin, but, you know, much as was the case last year when he came up to the ball club and was hitting so well, the most important part of his game is still the defensive side of the game, and that has not wavered one bit this spring.
No, and that will still be the case even if he hits 350. I mean, you need a guy to catch the ball, and if you don't believe that, just look where the Phillies have been in recent seasons before he arrived. Down to the left field corner and hit hard. Off the wall and in play. Stocker to second with a two-base hit. First extra base blow of the afternoon, a double for Stocker.
Mentioned Cormier has to keep the ball down in the strike zone to be effective. This one up. Bingo, right on the big part of the bat. Stocker hits it into the left field corner about 2 or 3 feet from the top of the wall. Very well stroked. Didn't have much altitude on it. It was well hit. Bernard Gilkey has to chase it back down off that concrete block wall out there. Kevin Stocker easily just cruises into second base with a leadoff double for the Phillies.
Jeff Juden's job is clear, and that is to get the runner at third with one out. There are no outs here. Juden will be up there probably to bunt. Could do it on a grounder to the right side, but let's see what happens here. He has never had a big league hit. Juden is 0 for 5. Bunts it. And the play will be to first. It looked like it might be caught in the air for a moment. It wasn't a really good bunt, but it did get the job done. Pappas to first. And the runner has been moved.
Well, the ball was in the air, but Jeff Juden did a nice job of getting the ball out on the end of the bat when he bunted it. When you bunt the ball, you try to bunt it toward the end of the bat because it will kill the ball. It won't carry quite as far. You see right here, the ball bunted out about 2 inches from the end of the bat. Had he got it in the good part of the bat, it probably would have carried far enough where Cormier could get to it, but because he got it on the end, it died in the grass. Pappas has to make the play to first base. Juden gets the job done.
Here's Dykstra to try to get the afternoon's first run in. Sonny has knocked in 3 this spring. First at bat today, he flied out to left field. Cardinals are in at the corners, back in the middle. Dykstra fouls it. About halfway in the middle, really. It's an interesting kind of defense. They're not in tight, but they're not real deep either. And as I say, they are in at the corners.
Well, defensively, what the Cardinals are saying is if you hit the ball hard right at either Ozzie Smith or Geronimo Pena, they think that they're going to have a play at the plate. But if the ball is just a routine ground ball, then they're going to take the out at first base.
Ozzie sneaking in as the pitch is delivered. He wound up almost in at the edge of the grass. He's coming in with the pitch. The Wizard, if nothing else, knows how to play a hitter. You know, he doesn't have a great throwing arm, and he's compensated in 2 ways. A great release and knowing where to play. Strike 1 and 2 on Lenny.
And not only is he creeping in, which, you know, is giving the hitter one look when you take a look before the pitcher comes into a set, and then Ozzie's going to be a different place. But that time, the pitch before, he was moving straight in. That time he was sort of sliding over toward the third base hole because he had picked up the location from Eric Pappas. Knew that the pitch from Cormier was supposed to be outside. Of course, Dykstra would have more of a tendency to push that ball toward the hole.
Two and 2 on Lenny.
It's amazing, the great ones. It's not just, you know, catching the ball and throwing the ball. It's all the little things that they put into the package.
Well, he's been out there long enough to pick up all those little things.
And not only is he giving the hitter a different look by where he's playing, but where he's moving as the pitch is on the way. Just trying to get that little bit of an advantage for himself.
Strike 3 call. And Lenny does not like it. Talks to Hirschbeck about it. I understand that Darryl Strawberry was thrown out of an exhibition game yesterday by Joe West, so you have to be careful even in the spring what you say. That's 4 strikeouts for Cormier. John Vukovic in your picture, and here is Mickey Morandini. He was called out on strikes back in the first inning. Now it's Mickey's job here to see if he can't pick up Lenny, who was unable to get the run in. We remain scoreless in the 3rd inning. Bouncing ball to the Wizard. He scooped it on the heel of the glove and makes the play. So for the Phillies, no runs, 1 hit and 1 left. After 3, it is 0-0.
Pardon me, where are you going with all that Bud Light?
The Lee family reunion.
Then I'm here for the Lee family reunion.
You're a member of the Lee family?
Yes, I am.
Right this way.
你是李中的老大。 Sure, what, Joe? Sure.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
你真有点像他。
When you come to a Pep Boys Super Center, you'll be amazed by its size. They've got over 24,000 items, all with brand names you know and trust, many with lifetime warranties. Raybestos, Borg Warner, TRW, Gabriel, Purolator, CR, and Bendix. Everything you need to keep your car looking good and running smoothly. Day or night, even on Sunday, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
The right car should be safe and dependable. The right car should have a V6 engine, front-wheel drive, and a driver's side airbag. It should be comfortable, and it should have room for 5 adults, a theft deterrent system, and keyless entry. But most of all, the right car should be easy to get into.
Lease a Maxima GXE with no down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
Saturday, April 16th, Phillies and the Reds at 7:05. Great Phillies baseball, plus photo balls featuring various different Phillies players for all children 14 and under. It's a new and exciting keepsake for all the young fans. Compliments of Burger King. The number to call for your tickets, 463-1000, or you can stop by any one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. Fourth inning coming up. The game's still 0-0. Each team with 2 hits. Todd Zeile leads it off for St. Louis. And both these pitchers looking pretty good so far. Zeile grounded out to Stocker his first time up. Todd came on last year to have a tremendous second half of the year. A play for Batiste. Throws high and over the head of Duncan. Zeile goes to second base. Throwing error on Batiste, and the Cardinals have their leadoff man on second. Error all the way on Batiste.
Routine one-hop ground ball to Kim at third. Has plenty of time. Takes just a little bit too much of that time on the throw over to first base. And sometimes you have a tendency, when you know that you have plenty of time, to just kind of sail the ball over there, just not put a full throw on it. The arm doesn't quite come all the way through. It looked like that's what happened to Batty. He got underneath that ball and just sailed it over Dunk's head at first base.
Now here's Witten. Got a single his first time up. He will not be bunting, of course, Teak, but I would imagine he will try to pull the ball.
They're looking for a pitch that he can hit to the right side. Hopefully, from his perspective, he'd like to hit it through the right side. But worst case scenario, if you can get it over there, even if you make an out, the runner moves to third base with 1 out.
Juden got a good breaking ball in for a strike. Witten didn't want to swing at that one.
Of course, everybody in the ballpark knows that Witten wants to hit the ball to the right side, including Juden and Darren Dalton. So they're going to try to pitch in a way that he will either pull the ball foul if he gets out in front of it, or try to keep him from hitting it to the right side and get a ground ball to the left side of the infield.
He hits it a ton to left field. Interesting that does not get the job done. He hit it hard. It had a chance for extra bases, but the net result is it's caught and the runner's still at second.
Yeah, the net result is Jeff Juden got exactly what he wanted after throwing the breaking ball and showing him the off-speed pitch. Comes back with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. We'll see right here. Maybe we won't see. Oh, well, it was here and gone. No wonder he couldn't pull it. That was quick.
That was quick. That's really quick.
But the end result is a line drive to left field, a hard hit ball, but yet 1 out and the runner still at second base, Todd Zeile.
The hitter is Brian Jordan. Juden struck him out first time. Misses with a breaking ball inside.
Go back to that for 1 second. The reason why it worked was not the fastball away, but rather the curveball before that made him conscious of the off-speed pitch, and then with the good fastball able to throw the ball by him.
Juden takes a long look at the runner. Here's a ball short, hop by Morandini. The runner is going to make it to third, but there are 2 outs. So Jordan is out on a nice play by Morandini. Zeile at third base and Geronimo Pena coming to the plate.
And a good job by Morandini right here. Even though he might have a shot at third base, at Zeile goes to first base. It really doesn't matter with 2 outs whether the runner's on second or third, because it's still going to take a base hit. Get the second out. Sure, you can score on a wild pitch, an infield hit, but chances, the percentages are take the sure out, get to 2 outs with the man on third base.
Juden now has a chance to work from the windup, which obviously is more comfortable to him. He walked Pena first time up. He starts him out here with a strike. It's his only walk of the afternoon. Breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball hit to right field, being charged by Longmire. He got it. Longmire saves a run. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel.
Your name is Claudia Doran. You live in Venice, California. Where are you from? It's not a trick question.
Chicago.
And your code name is Nina.
Hello?
Nina, 1 hour. There are 3 people sitting behind you on the balcony.
I don't understand.
I want you to put 2 bullets in the VIP.
Once she took their deal. She passed the point of no return.
How are you?
Just blew up a hotel. How the hell do you think I am?
You like living with a ghost.
In a minute. Well, if I did something really bad, I'm always going to be paying for it.
When they gave her a new life.
I know you like that you made me into something different. Please, Bob, let me go.
They never thought she'd want to live it.
If you pull this job off for me, I'll see what I can do down.
Bridget Fonda. Point of no return.
The gutsy, gritty, go-for-broke Philadelphia Phillies take on the always colorful Tommy Lasorda and the Los Angeles Dodgers Monday, April 18th at 7:35. Then again Tuesday, April 19th at 1:05 in the first of 6 business person specials. Come on, all you dudes and dudesses. Come back for more in '94. Order your tickets in advance now. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
The freshest potatoes. Pure filtered vegetable oil. Hers, it's the way they're made.
Well, Teak and I want to alert you to some sports news shows that are coming up on Sports Channel. We're going to have the News Sport Press Box, News Sport Tonight, and News Sport Report Chicago Bureau. They're all half-hour shows. Be sure and check your local listings to find out when they're on. We still have a 0-0 ball game here from Jack Russell Stadium, and Mariano Duncan leads it off with the Phillies. It's been a pitcher's battle so far, and both of them have seen a runner at third base, and both runners have died there. Duncan grounded out to short first time around. Hard hit. Wizard can't get that one. If he did, he wasn't going to throw him out. Duncan gets a base hit, the Phillies' 3rd of the afternoon.
Well, Mariano goes to the plate to hit, and he gets a good first pitch fastball from Cormier. Wizard goes into the hole. As you said, even had he made that play, was not going to be able to make the throw to first base. But it's fun to watch him try.
It is indeed. Beating Cavilla, he singled first time around.
I guess I ought to be careful about saying that. I've thought that a few times in the past, and all of a sudden he's come up and made a play.
Well, he is fun to watch, though. I mean, I think over the years, I think our generation has been fortunate to watch what even a lot of old-timers categorize as the best shortstop to play baseball. And we saw a pretty good one for a long, long time in Philadelphia, Larry Boa.
Some pretty high standards to compare him to.
Foul back. Larry was as steady as any shortstop. I mean, Larry just simply got to the ball and threw him out. Now, he wasn't as acrobatic as the Wizard, but this guy just did not make errors.
No, did not make physical errors or nor mental errors.
And that's
always knew where to go with the ball, always knew what base, knew the situation of the game. You know, that's really what separates the good shortstops from the also-rans.
You know, that's what makes him a good coach, too, Teak, the fact that he can, without blinking an eyelash, tell you what the play should always be. Incaviglia hits it a ton to the gap in right center field. It's not going to be caught, and it's a 2-run home run. Incaviglia with his 4th homer of spring training, and the Phillies jump out 2-0.
Is that man strong or what? That pitch was actually a pretty good pitch by Cormier on the outside part of the plate, but Pete Incaviglia, with that great upper body strength that he has, just reaches out, hits the ball out toward the end of the bat, and yet hit it to the deepest part of right center field.
Darren Dalton's at the plate. He takes a strike.
I think he talks about in the offseason he does a lot of work with weights, and of course, was talking about building his strength by taking a lot of batting practice early in the spring training. All pays off.
He is tied for the team leadership in homers now with 4. He and Longmire with that total, and he's only 1 RBI behind Tony now. 15-14.
Look at that shot. There's a whole lot of inky in that shirt.
Yeah, really. Fouled right at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Darren. Still no outs here as the Phillies hit in the 4th. Little fluid after that trip around the bases.
Talking before the game about how hot it is out here. Well, he got a little extra running in today, but never mind that kind of running.
It was worth it. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dalton. Breaking ball, and it missed. Good eye by Darren to take that pitch. It's a full count on Dalton. Called out on strikes. That's strikeout number 5 for Cormier, but he trails 2-0.
Cormier again able to get back on that outside corner against the left-handed hitters. Pappas sets the glove up. Cormier puts it right in there. Well, that's a tough pitch to make on somebody 3-2.
It sure is.
You're supposed to have to give up a little bit of the strike zone when you get to 3-2. He painted the outside corner.
Batiste struck out first time around. Let's see what the Wizard does with this. Smooth pickup and perfect throw. Batiste is retired, 2 up and 2 down. Obviously, Ozzie does not have the range that he once had. He never did have a good arm. But by his positioning of the hitters, he's able to basically come up with most balls. Here's Tony Longmire. Tony struck out first time around. Tony probably doesn't have the arm to be an everyday right fielder down the line, but Phillies are playing him there somewhat. Probably, if everybody's healthy, he'll certainly see more time in left field than he will in right field. But that's a big if, the way things have been going here lately. In case you missed the opening of our program, more problems today. An MRI coming up later this afternoon for pitcher Larry Anderson, who heard something pop in a knee yesterday. And a stiff shoulder for Dave Hollins, and he'll be out about 3 or 4 days. 1-2 on Longmire. Struck him out. That's strikeout number 6 for Cormier, but the Phillies get 2 on the homer by Incaviglia. 2 hits, nobody left, and lead after 4, 2-0.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Bob. How's it going, man?
How's it going, man?
Great. Game's almost on. Got any Bud Light? Sorry, I'm fresh out.
Fresh out. Fresh out.
Well, I'm out of here.
Hide the Bud Light. Joe's coming over. Hide the Bud Light.
Big Mouth. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Come on, where'd you hide the Bud Light? It's in the garage. In the garage.
In 1993, something special happened between a town and a team.
The team fired the passions of a town. The town took the team to its heart, and hundreds of thousands rediscovered the joys of baseball. The most convenient, most hassle-free way to get more in '94 is with full or part season tickets. 11 different plans featuring the popular 16-game plan for just $192. Call 463-5000.
Sunday, April 17th, the 1:35 game against the Cincinnati Reds is Championship Ring Keychain Day. A great gift to remember the spectacular 1993 season by. A free keychain with a replica of the 1993 championship ring on it. It's free for all children 14 and under. Compliments of Subway. Great baseball, great gifts. Makes plans to come out. Call the Phillies at 463-1000 to order your tickets easily by phone or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets.
We go to the 5th inning here at Jack Russell Stadium. Eric Pappas is the Cardinal leadoff hitter. It's 2-0 Phillies. Takes a strike, rolled out to shortstop first time up. A lot of importance for Pappas this spring because he's going to be the everyday catcher at least for the first month or 6 weeks until Pagnazzi is ready. It's a real bad break for Pagnazzi to injure the same knee that he had to rehabilitate last year.
And just had surgery during the offseason to clean it out, doing much. I think Pagnazzi's probably a lot in the class with Darren Dalton now, where that knee's going to need to be flushed and cleaned every year. After just getting off the surgery and getting, just starting to get back in shape and starting to play again, then all of a sudden shifted on a ball and bingo, went again. So Pappas is the Cardinal catcher at least at the beginning of the season.
Of course, there are knee surgeries and knee surgery. How about Mitch Williams gets knee surgery and is back on the field less than a week? I mean, that must obviously it wasn't a very serious one. But even so, surgery is surgery if they open it, if they go in there.
Go in there and with Mitch's knee, they went in and flushed it out. 3 days later, he's back throwing batting practice. I think it was 6 days later, he's back on the mound pitching in the game. The medical field has improved immensely. And remember when players would have knee surgery, they'd be out for the year. I mean, it didn't matter what they were doing because you had to open up the knee and go in there. Now, with the scopes and everything, much simpler process.
Juden walks the leadoff hitter Pappas. I'm sure he didn't want to do that. It's only his second walk of the afternoon, but we'll see what the Cardinals do about working out a run here. They will obviously try to bunt Cormier. Juden struck him out first time around. The Phillies will be looking for the bunt here. And then the top of the lineup. Phillies had a runner at third base with less than 2 outs and could not get him home. Cardinals had a leadoff runner at second base with no outs and couldn't get him to third until there were 2 outs. Cormier bunts it. It's a foul ball. Dalton was hoping it would stay fair. He was going to make the play to first or maybe even to second.
I think Dalton was thinking about second base. Cormier, this assignment a little tougher for Cormier because he has Pappas at first base, a catcher who doesn't run all that well. So, if Dalton can get to the ball quickly right in front of the plate, or Batiste charging from third, Duncan from first, or Juden off the mound, if it's bunted too hard, they have a play at second base. So it's going to take a pretty good bunt by Cormier here to get the job done.
From a hitter's point of view, if you're up there trying to bunt, does it make that much difference what kind of a runner you've got at first? I mean, how do you go about your job differently depending on the runner?
Almost definitely. If you've got a guy on there that's a burner, well, then you're just thinking, all I want to do is make sure I get the ball on the ground, because first of all, they're not going to think about trying to throw him out, and number two, it's going to be very difficult. When you got a guy that's slow, you're not only thinking about getting it down, as Cormier tried to do right there.
Yeah, this was run and bunt here.
But you're also, trying to make sure that it's in that very small area. The area that you can put the ball in and be successful is much smaller. So you have to try to, be really precise about what you're doing. You can't just get the ball on the mound or on the ground back toward the pitcher or right toward one of the fielders. You have to put it out there softly. Cormier 0 for 2 attempts so far.
And this time Joe Torre, to try to enable the odds to be more in his favor, he went ahead and started the runner. Dale Murphy has been working with the outfielders in the Cardinal camp and had a nice visit with his ex-teammates today. Well, Cormier finally gets it down, and it turns out to be a good one. Because it bounced high in the air, Juden makes the play to first, or Morandini covers, but that's a good sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you're just trying to get the ball on the ground. Cormier fortunate that He bunted the ball right into the ground, and it bounced high enough in the air that by the time it came down, Juden did not have a chance at second base.
So the Cardinals will try to get a run out of this. We go back to the top of the line. Let's talk about Murph a little bit more. Great to renew acquaintances with him. And, you know, it was a year ago this time that he was still wearing a Phillies uniform.
Yes. Up until that fateful day in Oklahoma City,
when he was dealt to the Colorado Rockies. And unfortunately, he retired from the Rockies before the Phillies ever met them during the regular season. We did, however, see Murph last summer because he still makes his home in Atlanta. And he came out to visit the Phillies a couple of times. Gilkey today has flied to center and grounded to short. I asked Murph about his knee. He says it's holding up real well. He's able to play some tennis, play some golf. Hit a ton to left field, fair or foul. Foul ball, and that's a break for the Phillies. That was going to be trouble.
Not much room in the left field corner, Jack Russell Stadium. This ball just does get in that small, about 3-4 foot area between the foul line and the wall down there. Incaviglia goes into the corner, not able to chase it down. That's that same corner that jumped up and grabbed Tony Longmire.
It sure did. That was on Monday. Longmire ran into the fence down there.
I was thinking if Inky hits the fence might take more of a beating.
0-2 on Gilkey. That's a good pitch right there. That's a beautiful pitch. He missed with it, but that's good.
Right where you want it, down and away. You know, when pitchers are that close 0-2, they do you some good. If you're throwing 3 feet outside, it does you absolutely no good.
The 1-2 pitch. Dalton goes outside, and the pitch is outside and low. 2-2. Jeff Juden trying to open some eyes here today, and he's done a good job. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for him. Gave up 2 hits. And the Phillies have given him a 2-0 lead. Breaking ball hit to right field. Longmire in the right spot. He catches. Pappas remains at second base. There are 2 outs.
Jeff doing a nice job of pitching today with men on base. This inning his fault because of the walk. Last inning the 2-base leadoff or 2-base error by Kim Batiste on leadoff hitter Todd Zeal. So has been under the gun a little bit and has responded very nicely.
Ozzie Smith singled his last time up. The Wizard 1 for 2. You know, we've been hearing Jeff Juden's name for a couple of years now, but when you check his record, you realize that his major league experience is really limited. He was brought up by the Astros at the tail end of '91 and got into 4 ball games. He did not appear in the majors in '92, and last year he was in just 2 games. So he's had a total of 6 games major league experience. But because he was a #1 draft choice, you heard about him, you followed his career, and you knew that for quite a while the Astros were very high on Jeff Juden.
And not only because he was a #1 draft choice, but because he can put a little giddy up on that baseball too.
Absolutely. And it was interesting to hear Artie Howe, his ex-skipper, say today, I think a change of scenes will help him.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you're in an organization, you feel like the organization is either picking on you or things just haven't worked out, you know, to your expectations. Sometimes a little fresh scenery and a new look is good for you.
Play at second base. Stockmire streaking in behind Pappas.
Mentioned
did
before.
I say Stockmire?
Stockmire.
I think I did. I just realized that's Kevin Stocker I'm talking about.
The usual Philly shortstop.
Yes. That makes it 2-2 on Smith.
Interesting, the first 2 at bats, Smith both times went to left field on Juden, taking the fastball away and hitting it out to the opposite side, once to Incaviglia and left, once through the left side. This time getting many more pitches on the inside part of the plate.
Comes in on him. Well, now there's a full count on Ozzie.
Case of constant adjustments. Pitchers, hitters, hitters, pitchers.
Jeffrey's on deck. 2-0 Phillies. We are in the 5th. Pappas drew a leadoff walk. Ozzie sends a pop-up. It's foul third base side. Batiste is over, and it stays playable. The wind brought it back. Off the bat, that was out of play. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. No runs, no hits, and one man left on base. Middle of the fifth, 2-0 Phillies.
Now, John Hughes brings one of your all-time favorite cartoon characters to life.
Smile.
For a whole new generation to discover.
Don't embarrass me.
You'll love Mr. Wilson.
That kid, he's a menace.
Mrs. Wilson. The Mitchells. Margaret.
We could bury you alive. I could pound you up big.
Joey. Switchblade Sam. And a menace named Dennis.
Kids are kids. You have to play by their rules. You have to roll with the punches. You have to expect the unexpected.
Dennis the Menace.
That's me!
A classic kid. A classic comedy.
Retirement? I'm too young to be worried about retiring.
I'm set. I've been socking away a little of my paycheck every month.
The same company for almost 20 years. They'll take care of me.
You bet I got my nest egg covered.
In these uncertain financial times, turn to Nationwide Financial Services for a wide range of investment alternatives, most of which are tax advantaged. Because someday soon, the quality of your life may depend on the quality of your investments.
Phillies baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you in part by the Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Well, a good outing today for Jeff Juden. He's going to leave the ball game after working 5 scoreless innings, during which he gave up just 2 hits. Wilbur Snap, the stadium organist, entertaining everyone as he always does here at Jack Russell Stadium. And that is Mike Dunn. We talked about Dunn possibly getting into a ball game, and he will indeed. Dave Hollins, we mentioned that Hollins has a bad shoulder, but Hollins is well enough to pinch hit, and he's out to bat for Juden. Right after Stocker leads off the inning. Stocker has a double today, 1 for 1. Cormier still hurling for St. Louis. Cormier with 6 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Kevin Stocker is batting for Keith Watterson of Atlanta, Georgia.
Stocker with that hit probably has his average now up over the 200 mark. He was down in the 140s when the week began. One. Hard but foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes down into the Cardinal bullpen. Phillies only had Stocker for half the year last year. Played great baseball in the first half of the year without him, but it would have been better had he been the shortstop then, and what a lift he gave him in the second half. Ground ball headed for the hole. The Wizard picks it up. Here's his throw. That's the Wizard. The quick release from the hole. Stocker is out.
Shortstops love to do this to other shortstops too. You know, they'd like to do it anytime, but when you can pick on your opposition and say, not today, son. Don't know if that would have been a hit, you know, with a whole bunch of other shortstops, but would have been a heck of a lot better chance of getting a base hit out of that.
Here is Dave Hollins pinch hitting, batting at .304. No homers, 8 runs batted in for the Phillies' regular third baseman, who's not going to take the field for a couple of days because of a bum shoulder. Takes a strike. Receiving treatment on that shoulder.
Yeah, tendonitis in the shoulder. It bothers David when he throws the baseball. So give him a couple days rest, a little medication, a little treatment. Not anticipating any problems. Doesn't bother him at all swinging the bat, though.
I guess. Picked up by Jordan on one hop. Hollins wants 2 out of it, and he dives in with a man-made double. That was a single off the bat. He made it 2.
Dave Hollins. That right there is Dave Hollins. Shoulder hurts a little bit. Don't matter. I'm going to play. Hits the ball, and watch this. Right off the bat, out of the box, he's gone. That's where that double was made. Those first 3 steps out of the box. He anticipated going to second or being in position to go to second. As soon as Brian Jordan was able to track it down, Hollins all the way in. Never hesitated one bit.
Now the batter is Dykstra. Lenny has flied to left and struck out. Cardinals have a new left fielder. Gerald Young, a non-roster player, has taken over out there for Gilkey. Gerald Young, we saw him with the Houston Astros. Lenny wanting to see some hits start to roll off that bat. Cormier taking a little extra time. It's a tough day for a pitcher. You're going to get good and loose, but you're also going to get tired easily. Strike 1-1.
Yeah, it's not only the heat, it's the combination of the heat and the humidity sapping the strength from your body. Cormier, not the biggest of men, 5'10", 185 pounds.
Outside to Lenny, 2 balls and a strike. Dykstra came into the game with a 190 batting average for spring training, but as you said earlier, he's not worried about it. Nobody else seems to be either. One thing that he has done the same this spring as he always does, and that is take pitches. You know, I haven't seen him swing at bad pitches at all.
Now, Lenny very seldom will go to the plate and give away an at bat. He goes up there with a plan, and is you know, a lot of times, you know, if you get a lopsided ball game or that, hitters will just go up and, you know, look for one pitch and try to hit it all out of the ballpark. Lenny does not give away those at bats. So he looks at those as at bats where he can, you know, find ways to get on base. He doesn't want to mess up his style, so he goes ahead and does the things that he normally does.
Dykstra draws a base on balls, his 5th of spring training, and the first issued by Cormier today. So the Phillies have 2 on with 1 out for Mickey Morandini. Pappas starting out toward the mound. Ozzie Smith had come in. First time in the ball game, the Phillies have had multiple runners.
Well, very briefly in the 4th.
Yeah, on the home run, right?
As long as Inky went around the bases, that was, they had multiple runners in.
I give up, Deke. You're right. There they are, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Phillies about hit the Cardinals 5-2.
How about we settle for multiple stationary runners?
Well, we hope they're not stationary, right?
Well, they are at least right now.
That's true. Now Pappas is going to go out there. There's something that Pappas and Cormier are not together on here.
Cormier, normally a pretty quick worker, has really slowed the pace down here.
Yeah, I was blaming him on the weather, but it might be something else.
I had the conversation with Ozzie. Now Pappas going out just to check.
If this keeps up, you'll see Joe Coleman out there before too long.
Yeah.
Saying, let me in on it. To the 3rd, scooped up by Zeal. He's got a shot at 2. He gets 2. How about that? Sharply hit, but a double play around the horn. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left, and the Phillies lead 2-0.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
Then I am Mr. Gallywikich.
You mean Dr. Galakowitz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You can't use a mobile phone to tell your boss you're running late.
You said 2:45, right?
To tell your client you're stuck in traffic.
What, where is he?
Or tell your wife your car's broken down.
Temperature dropping rapidly towards this evening. The showers.
Unless
Hello?
the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
As winter winds down and thoughts turn to spring, it's time for you to see your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Now, during Ford Performance Month, save on over 2,000 probes in stock, including SEs and GTs. All probes now come with standard dual airbags. Now get low 3.9 financing on all probes, or lease this probe for just $239 per month for 24 months. Hurry, these are limited time offers. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer now during Ford Performance Month. Then you can wind up with one of America's favorite ways to wind down.
Phillies start their season at Veterans Stadium Monday, April 11th, a 2:05 home opener against the Colorado Rockies. Series continues Wednesday and Thursday, both at 7:35. Then the Reds for the weekend. Friday 7:35, Saturday 7:05, photo ball night, Sunday the 17th at 1:35, Keychain Championship Ring Day. Order your tickets easily by phone. Call the Phillies at 463-1000. So Mike Dunn gets a chance to pitch in an A game here in spring training. He's not on the Phillies roster. He's in the minor league camp. 31-year-old right-hander who's had a lot of arm problems. Mike Dunn has looked good so far this spring, so they're taking a look at him.
One thing that Jim Fregosi does a lot is bring the kids over from the minor league camp and give them an opportunity to play in the big leagues with the big league players. Not only for their benefit and a little encouragement to kind of pump them up a little bit, but also gives him an opportunity to see, he might have heard a report, hey, Dunn's throwing pretty good over here. Gives him an opportunity to see firsthand what Mike Dunn is really doing.
Facing Greg Jeffries here. Jeffries has grounded to short and flied to left. Dunn is 31 years of age. Breaking ball, and he gets it in for a strike. That makes a rehabilitating pitcher feel good, doesn't it?
Most definitely.
Dunn has been in the big leagues with the Pirates and the White Sox. Fly ball, left field line. Incaviglia coming hard. That's a fair ball. He couldn't get it. And winding up at second base is Jeffries on a fly ball double. Long run for Inky. Tried his best.
Inky getting his work in today. Had a couple of long runs in the ball game already defensively. Here you see him makes a supreme effort, just not able to quite catch the ball. Well, you got to be concerned, with all the injuries the Phillies have had when you see Inky rolling around on the ground like that and diving. You want to make sure, don't end up on that shoulder, don't twist the knee. Just barely inside the left field line.
He looks to be fine. And Todd Zeile will hit now. Todd is 0 for 2. He grounded to short, reached on an error by Batiste.
Have to send the ground crew out to check, see how the turf is out there.
Well, that could be in trouble. Curveball for a strike.
Have to replace a little sod.
Zeile did his major damage last year in the second half of the year. Up through the middle, and how about these two hits? Cardinals are going to get a run. Jeffries coming to the plate. It's now a 2-1 ball game. And Mike Dunn has not pitched in very good luck. RBI single for Zeile, his 11th run batted into the spring.
This ball caught out a little bit toward the end of the bat, but right off the side of the mound past Mike Dunn into center field. As you mentioned, Jeffries hit down the left field line, a little flare just inside the foul line. This one hit fairly hard, but still off the end of the bat, but in perfect spot. Mike Dunn falling off to the first base side. Kevin Stocker with no chance to catch the ball up the middle. So the Cardinals pick up a quick run. Still nobody out here. The top of the 6th inning.
2-1 ball game now as Witten bats. He has singled and lined the left. Didn't talk. We should too about that day that Witten had last year. It was September 7th. Cards were playing the Cincinnati Reds in a doubleheader, and all he did was homer 4 times and knock in a dozen runs.
That's the day we wish we could play 3.
Boy, it sounds like he did, doesn't it?
Sounds like he played about a whole week. I just have a feeling this guy has got superstar written all over him. He's got all the tools. Hits for a good average, power, great throwing arm, good speed.
And he flares one the opposite way. Incaviglia plays it. Base hit. Witten gets a single. So the Cardinals greet Dunn with 3 consecutive hits. They came into the inning with just 2 for the ball game.
Again, another pretty decent pitch by Dunn. Got Witten completely extended, but with that strength that we mentioned he had, just reaches out and slaps it into left field. Able to extend himself and get enough of the bat on the ball to lift it out over the infield.
That gets Brian Jordan to the plate. Today, Jordan has struck out and grounded to second. Phillies need some outs for Mike Dunn.
Let's take a second and go back to the job that Jeff Juden did this afternoon. Now, as you mentioned, 5 innings, only gave up the 2 hits, no runs. But I think, importantly, in the 4th and 5th innings, 4th inning, the leadoff error by Batista. 3rd, put a man on second with nobody out. Pitch in the dirt. In the 5th inning, he walks Pappas to lead off the inning. Cormier is able to bunt him to second, so a man on second with only 1 out, and yet in both situations able to very neatly pitch his way out of the inning. So not only did he pitch well over a 5-inning period, but was able to pitch his way out of some very tight situations.
Always a plus, because heaven knows during the regular season you'll be in your share of tight situations. In the air to deep center. Dykstra gets back. He's going to have to watch it. It's gone. A 3-run home run for Jordan, and the Cardinals take a 4-2 lead. Well, Jim Fregosi is seeing about Dunn here, and this is an unfortunate occurrence.
Dunn with a fastball, looks like it's about thigh high in the middle of the plate. Jordan with good extension hits the ball again, much like Incaviglia, to the bigger part of the ballpark, left center field. Another strong young man.
His 4th home run of spring training, and he now has 17 runs batted in to lead his club.
He wants more playing time.
Yeah, he didn't want that 4-man rotation out there.
Says, I want to be. How about put me out there every day and rotate the other 3?
Pena has walked and flied to right field. The ball he hit to right field was a tremendous catch by Longmire, coming straight on in. Here Dunn jams him. 2 balls and a strike. Just outside a ball. In 1990, Dunn opened the season on the disabled list with San Diego, recovering from off-season arm surgery. Hit to left field. Incaviglia getting over, and he puts that one away for an out. That's the first out of the inning. Pena flies to Incaviglia. Happy birthday, Harry Callis, working in the radio booth with Rich Ashburn today, and it's Harry's birthday. Nice going, Rich.
Survived another one.
Yeah, he did, against some heavy odds. Pappas takes low and in, ball 1. And Cormier is out in the on-deck circle to pitch, or to bat rather, so I guess he's going to continue pitching. There's Cormier. Going to face the Phillies in the bottom of the 6th. He now has the lead, 4-2. I guess as a pitcher, of course, we're not talking spring games now, but as a pitcher, you just have to forget about what the other situation is. Do your job. Let your teammates get some runs. I mean, you must have to isolate those thoughts in your mind.
Yeah, you really almost have to put that part of the game out of your mind. You know, and just concentrate. You can't control if your offense is going to score runs for you or not, or if your defense is going to catch the ball or not. The one thing you can control is what you're going to do out there on the mound. So you really have to kind of get in your own little world and just concentrate on doing your job to the best of your ability, and try not to let all the other factors around you affect it a whole lot. Now, later in a ball game, you're going to have to be aware of the score and what's going on because of situational pitching, but that's really about the only time.
Well, Dunn issues a walk, so the Cardinal inning continues, and now we know what Cormier will be up there to do. He'll be up there to sacrifice, which he did last inning. Struck out his first time up.
Yes, same man on first base to move along, Eric Pappas.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that earlier, and his bunt was good enough to get the catcher to second base. Low and in, ball one. Cardinals lead at 4-2. We are in the sixth. Could be that Dunn's going to pitch another inning. There's nobody up in the Phillies bullpen right now. Hey, pulls the bat back. Joe's going to give him a chance to swing the bat. That'd be a way to advance Pappas, wouldn't it?
Bill Butcher Boy play. Brain trust. Having a little quick meeting over there.
Let's talk that one over again. Well, we've said it many times. You can take a different approach to things, A, in spring training, and B, when you have the lead.
Yeah.
Right? Bunt is back on, and it's down. And he does it again. The same kind of chop bunt. Dunn fields it and throws him out with Morandini covering.
He's turned this bunt into the dirt that just flies up in the air and hangs there for a while into an art form.
The 8th Cardinal of the inning is going to come to the plate now. It's Gerald Young, who took over for Gilkey in the top half of the inning as the left fielder. Young is a non-roster player. Gerald hitting .265 in spring training, no homers and 1 run batted in. This guy can really fly. We saw him play a lot of center field for the Houston Astros a few years ago. In fact, he was supposed to win that job, but he just never produced offensively at all. Here's a base hit for him. Pappas coming around third. Here's Longmire's throw. Cut off. Play to second. Out at second base. The run counts, and the Cardinals have a 5-run inning. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. 5 runs, 5 hits, nobody left. Cards lead 5-2.
Lenny rips it to deep right field. Back goes Gwynn. It's out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra. Deep to left center field. Way back. This ball is a grand slam. Home run, Darren Dunn. Deep to left field. Eric Davis going back. Still going back. He can't get it. It's a double for Lenny Dykstra. And the Phillies are going to win this ball game.
The Phillies play the Colorado Rockies in the home opener Monday, April 11th at 2:05, when all fans receive a free schedule magnet. Then again Wednesday, April 13th, and Thursday the 14th at 7:35. A few new faces join the same group of gutsy, gritty gamers who gave you so much excitement, so many thrills in '93. Come back for more in '94. Reserve your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000. 463-1000 now.
After we gave the Nissan Maxima GXE V6 power, room for 5, keyless entry, power door locks, a driver's side airbag, cruise control, and a 4-speaker stereo, you wouldn't think there was anything else we could do to make it more comfortable. Well, think again. Lease a Maxima GXE with no down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
April 19th, 1:05, Phillies and the Dodgers in a business person special. First of 6 this year. Always great to see Tommy Lasorda and his L.A. Dodgers in town. They've got the Rookie of the Year this year, Raul Mondesi. We learned that today from Artie Howe. Here's the number for your tickets, 463-1000.
This change for the Cardinals, now playing center field. Moving from left field to center.
Last Sports Channel game we had against the Baltimore Orioles, Tony Longmire made a bad throw to home plate, allowing runners to move up. This time gets the cutoff down Mariano Duncan able to make the cutoff and get the play at second base. That's the way the play is supposed to be executed. Get the ball in the air to the cutoff man, allow him to make a decision. There wasn't really a play at the plate on Pappas. He was in cleanly, but the Phillies able to get the third out at second base on Gerald Young.
We go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. It's 5-2 St. Louis. Here's the man who made that cutoff play, Mariano Duncan. Dunk 1 for 2 today with a single. He was on base when Incaviglia hit a home run. New center fielder now for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the only player to have played in every spring game for St. Louis, John Mabry. I guess Joe Torre says if you hit a home run, you can leave the game. Get the rest of the afternoon off. Brian Jordan hit a home run. He's gone.
He's gone.
Foul out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Duncan, to be followed by Incaviglia and Dalton. Been a busy spring for Dunk. When he came to Clearwater, he had no idea he'd be playing some first base this year. But we always say, in the case of a guy like Duncan or any player who is a good player but doesn't really have a position, he'll get his time. Something will work.
Oh, yeah. That's why those kind of guys are so valuable on a ball club.
Duncan chops a foul.
They can do the job of 3 or 4 different players, and by having a player like that around that has that ability, then you also can take specialty players and plug them into different holes because you don't have to use up those roster spots. Of course, Dunk will probably see the majority of his time over the course of the season at second base, but still allows Jim Fregosi to make some moves and cover up for some other players if there are some injuries down the line.
Duncan had 496 at bats for the Phillies last year, 574 the year before. Here's a ball hit a ton to left center field. Watch it. Home run for Mariano Duncan, his second of spring training, and it's now a 5-2 Cardinal lead.
We talk about it so often, we talk about Duncan, his versatility and being able to move around. Well, the one thing that is never affected by the fact that he plays so many different positions is his ability to swing the baseball bat. Cormier gets this fastball again. We talked about it up in the strike zone. Dunk likes the high fastball. He likes the left-handed pitchers, and he liked that one right off the base of the scoreboard and out of here.
5-3 St. Louis is the score. Here's Incaviglia. He rode one out of here his last time up. Inky 2 for 2 today, and leads the club with 21 hits. Strike 2 called. Nothing and 2 on Incaviglia. Oh, high 1 and 2 on Pete. Dalton to follow, and then Kim Batiste. Got a football player, or at least we had one playing in this ball game, Brian Jordan, but Inky looks more like a football player than he does, doesn't he? I guess he'd be an offensive lineman.
Inky looks more like a football player than a lot of football players look. Oh. But the Phillies are sure glad he's a baseball player. And they're also glad that he's on their side.
He was a guy that bounced around for a couple of years. 1 year with Detroit, 1 year with Houston. Called third strike. That's the 7th strikeout for Cormier. First out of the 6th inning.
Catcher Darren Dalton.
Here's Dalton. Darren has fouled out to first and struck out.
Cormier had been working most of the hitters away, this time with 2 strikes, able to come on the inside corner. Now, remember, we talked about him being tough on left-handers because he can paint the outside corner on them. That is exactly the same pitch, but obviously to the opposite hitter. He made a beauty.
3 of his 7 strikeouts have been called third strikes. It's high, 2 balls and no strikes on Dalton. Darren no hits today. but coming into the game with a .353 spring average and staying fresh by not going behind the plate until St. Patrick's Day. That seems to be the magic day. Foul. Two and one. 3 balls, 1 strike. The only inning in which Cormier retired the Phillies in order was the first. I have to think this will probably be his last inning, given the number of pitches that he has made and the type of day that it is, and the fact that they listed 3 other pitchers on their sheet today. Vicente Palacios, another longtime Pirate, trying to make this club as a non-roster player, is expected to be one. Steve Dixon another, and Mike Perez the 3rd pitcher listed. Ball 4. The second walk given up by Cormier. Kim Baptiste now will bat with 1 on and 1 out. Phillies trailing 5-3. We can't see into the Cardinal bullpen, so we don't know whether anybody's warming up or not, but you'd have to think that there probably is.
Well, you look at the sheet, and Cormier has gone 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. He went 6 innings on Monday against the Cincinnati Reds, so a possibility that he may go yet 1 more inning and just continue to tack on innings. But as you mentioned, very hot, very muggy today. Depends on what they are really concerned about working on today. If you want to work on stamina, then okay, you go back out when you're a little tired and pitch that 7th inning. Or if you feel like he's made the progress that you want him to make today, then you might bail out after 6.
Big swing by Batiste. Incidentally, speaking of the weather, TK, this is not typical of weather down here. You usually get a day or 2 like this, but this has been going on now for a week or 10 days. Is this good or bad?
I think it's good because you can get your work in. The worst thing in the world is cool, damp weather during spring training, because at least the players can get loose. They can do what they want to do. Now you'll have to make an adjustment when you go back up north. All pulled foul down in the stands on the left field side. But you have to make an adjustment to the cooler weather when you go up north. But for getting in shape and getting the heart rate up and doing all the things that you want to do to be in shape, much easier to do during warm weather like this. And also, we've had very, very little rain this spring. And, rain causes days off and messes up the whole schedule of, we want to do this day and this that day, and you got to start compressing that. So I think good weather is a definite benefit to all clubs in spring training.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Hard hit. Wizard scoops it up, shovels to second, still gets the double play. Phillies pick up a run on the homer by Duncan. Nobody left on base. And now as we go to the 7th, it's 5-3 Cardinals.
All fans 14 and under receive a free photo ball baseball featuring different National League champion Philly players, compliments of Burger King, when the Phillies rip roar against the Cincinnati Reds. Saturday, April 16th, 7:05. For tickets, call 463-1000.
You can't use a mobile phone to say,
okay, we're ready to sign a contract.
You can't use a mobile phone to whisper.
Daddy misses you too, sweetheart.
A mobile phone will not let you send.
Here comes the fax.
And it will not let you hear.
The meeting's been changed.
Unless
Hello?
the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
There's a new kind of energy around here. An energy company that's doing everything it can to help protect your air and your rivers. In fact, it's one of the few in the country that already exceeds those tough new clean air standards and won't have to spend a lot of money on new equipment to help preserve your environment. They planned ahead. There's a new energy company around here and a new name. Pico Energy, focusing our energies on you.
Want a keychain and a replica of the Phillies National League Championship ring? If you're 14 and under, you can get one free thanks to Subway. When the Phillies ring-a-ding the Reds, Sunday, April 17th at 1:35. Free keychain and ring. Call 463-1000.
April right around the corner, and here are the games you can watch on Sports Channel in April. A week from today, April 2nd, Baltimore at 1:35 in the afternoon, preseason game, and then Colorado on April 6th. Again, the Rockies on the 13th, and the Dodgers on the 19th. All regular season games this year will be preceded by a half-hour pregame show starring Kent DeCalder.
Maybe not.
Changes for the Phillies, a new battery. Mike Lieberthal will take over behind the plate. And pitching to him will be Bobby Munoz. They will flip in the batting order. There's the hard-throwing right-hander for the Phillies, who can be used as both a starter and a relief pitcher. 1-0 in spring training in 6 games. This being his 6th. He's a 3.94 earned run average. Cardinals lead at 5-3. Ozzie sends a ground ball out toward Morandini. Mickey makes the play. 1 pitch and 1 out. Now for the Cardinals, Greg Jeffries.
Interesting with Bobby Munoz, we've been talking in the past about him being a possibility for that 5th starter role, but with the injury to Larry Anderson now and the possibility that he may be down for a while, Munoz could very well become a much more important member of the Philly bullpen than had originally been planned. We talk about, when Mulholland left, everybody moved up a notch in the starting rotation. Well, also that's going to happen in the bullpen now if Anderson's down for any considerable amount of time. Everybody else, including Munoz, is going to have to move up a notch, and that might put him in that setup role.
We mentioned that Jim Fregosi feels as though the players almost make the decision for him, but that doesn't stop you from having a rooting interest. And I think Jim's rooting interest, there's a breaking ball, and it just missed. Hirschbeck was ready to call a strike.
He thought about it.
He did indeed. But I think if the order followed what Jim would like, Tyler Green probably would be the 5th starter, and Munoz would be in the bullpen. Incavilla's there. Nice casual catch by Inky. 2 outs.
I agree with you. I think the skipper, and it would work that way because Tyler Green is most comfortable as a starter, has not had a whole lot of success as a reliever. Bobby Munoz has had success as a reliever, and you like to slot guys, if at all possible, where they're most comfortable.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Here's Todd Zeile. Zeile is 1 for 3 today. It was an RBI single. He also reached on an error, and he grounded to short. This guy's become a pretty good run producer. They gave him a wake-up call 2 years ago by farming him out to Louisville. And he responded. Ball hit to Longmire. Makes the play. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. Cardinals go in order. It's stretch time. Cards lead 5-3.
Lenny rips it to deep right field. Back goes Gwynn. It's out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra. Deep to left center field. Way back. This ball is a grand slam. Home run, Darren Dalton. Deep to left field. Aaron Davis going back. Still going back. He can't get it. It's a double for Lenny Dykstra. And the Phillies are going to win this ball game.
It's Saturday. I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'll hire him to mow the lawn and paint the garage. No, the garage. I'm dreaming big. With Super 7, I'll buy a car. No, cars. Meet exotic people. Not him. Her. I'll be in the money. Moolah. Saturday. Super 7. If I can dream it, I can win it.
The right car should be safe and dependable. The right car should have a V6 engine, front-wheel drive, and a driver's side airbag. It should be comfortable, and it should have room for 5 adults, a theft deterrent system, and keyless entry. But most of all, the right car should be easy to get into.
Lease a Maxima GXE with no down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. True or false? Only women can develop breast cancer. False. Although breast cancer is much more common in women, men should also examine their breasts for lumps. If you notice a lump, contact your doctor immediately.
Back here at Jack Russell Stadium, we have some changes for the Cardinals. Gerald Perry moves into play at first base for St. Louis. The new shortstop is going to be Trip Cromer. Third baseman is Scott Coolball. And the new pitcher is Vicente Palacios. Palacios has been around a little bit. And give you his spring record here in just a moment. This spring he's been in 6 ball games, no wins or losses. He does have 2 saves and a very fine 2.38 earned run average, so they have to be pleased with what they've seen so far from Palacios.
Well, Palacios getting a serious audition by the Cardinals.
Cardinals lead at 5-3. Longmire, who has struck out twice, takes a strike.
This being his 7th ball game. Only Mike Perez, who we will probably see later, has been in more ball games. He's been in 7 already, so today will probably be his 8th. So Palacios getting a good long look-see by Joe Torre this spring.
No balls and 2 strikes on Tony. 5 doubles to lead the Phillies in spring training. 1 and 2. Struck him out for the 3rd time. Well, Palacios didn't, but Longmire has struck out for the 3rd time, and that's 8 Phillies who have fanned in this game today.
Fork ball, split finger, whatever we want to call it, down low in the strike zone as Tony makes the approach at it, sinks down below the strike zone, not able to get a hold of it. Palacios throws a lot of the splitters.
Here's Stocker. Kevin today has doubled and grounded to short. Batting in the 9 spot for the Phillies is their catcher, Mike Lieberthal. 2-0.
You know, Andy, I thought this past Wednesday, when Jim Fregosi gave the entire ball club a day off, a very interesting move on his part. A lot of times during spring training, you will have a day off during spring training where you don't have a game, but you know, a pitcher will be throwing in the game over at the complex, or there'll be a workout during the day or whatever. Gave the entire ball club a day off, which I think serves 2 purposes. Number 1, gives everybody a breather. Spring training gets a little tedious as you go along to this point. And number 2, it puts a defined spot in spring training, and it's almost like you're saying to the players, okay, take the day off today, and when you come back, which was this past Thursday, it's time to kick it in and start getting into our in-season mode.
Hit to left field. Mabry is there. Stocker's bid for a hit denied by Mabry.
And the reason you want to do that is you know, normally you will tell the players, okay, the last 10 days we want to really kick it in and play the way we've been playing, but that doesn't always settle into the players because, you know, well, just yesterday we were cruising and today we're going a little harder. So putting that defined day off in there really makes the point to the players, and I think a good move by Fregosi.
Lieberthal having a fine spring, batting .324. Pop foul out of play. 1 homer, 4 RBIs for a number 1 draft choice a few years ago, and a fellow who certainly figures in the Phillies catching plans in the future years. Phillies want him to catch at least 130 games at AAA this year. Strike, 0-2 on Mike. Lieberthal talking about how much more relaxed he feels this spring than last year when he was up for the first time and kind of feeling his way along. I guess a major league training camp can be a little intimidating for a first-time player.
Well, especially when, you know, you've spent your entire life, really, not only just the time you've been playing pro ball, but thinking about being in the big leagues, thinking about being with major league players. All of a sudden you're there, and you walk into the clubhouse that first time, and you're a little bit in awe. Do I really belong here? Am I really one of them? I think Mike came in this spring with a much more relaxed attitude, much more familiar with the situation.
Gets jammed, but still gets pretty good wood on it, fouling it down into the Phillies bullpen. 1-2 on Mike Lieberthal. Palacios wants a different baseball. Dow Maxwell is the Cardinal general manager. He's the guy that invites a guy like Palacios to spring training. Fouled out of play. Palacios, non-roster as we mentioned, played in the Mexican League last year. He's 30 years of age. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2-2. Palacios is from Mexico. He has 2 full years of major league service. He runs a full count here on Lieberthal. Palacios now makes his home in California. Three-two pitch. Pop up. Cromer, the shortstop's going to play it. And down go the Phillies here in the 7th inning. So we go to the 8th with the Cardinals leading 5-3.
Without you, they'd never make it down this mountain. Horses don't show much appreciation, but a job well done still has its rewards.
Head for the mountains of Bush.
The Phillies try to make the Reds run up a white surrender flag Friday, April 15th at 7:35. And again Saturday at 7:05 when fans 14 and under receive a free photo ball baseball featuring different National League champion Phillies players. And Sunday, April 17th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under receive a free keychain with a replica of the Phillies National League Championship ring. Reserve your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000 now.
It's got a new cover, it's got a new name, but on the inside it's exactly the same. It's the real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic.
Presenting the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Same book, new name. 9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic. Same book, new name.
Phillies baseball on Sports Channel is brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. We go to the 8th inning with the Cardinals leading 5-3. Mark Whitten is going to lead it off. Hi, Philly, from all the folks down here in Clearwater. Whitten today has had a good ball game. He's 2 out of 3, a pair of singles. He scored 1 run, stole 1 base. It'll be Whitten, Mabry, and Pena to hit for the Cardinals here in the 8th inning. They lead 5-3. Second inning of work for Bobby Munoz. Munoz acquired from the Yankees as the centerpiece of the Terry Mulholland deal. Phillies also got Ryan Karp and second baseman Kevin Jordan out of that deal. One ball, one strike.
With the exception of the 5-run 6th inning by the Cardinals today, Philly pitchers have pretty much been in charge of what's been going on out there. And of course, that inning came against Mike Dunn over from the minor league camp. So Jim Fregosi has to be pleased with the way his pitchers have been working. Again, we talked about that day off and kind of setting the tone. This is the time to kind of kick it in. Well, it looks like at least to this point today, the Philly pitchers have done that.
Yeah, the guys that you're counting on, Juden and so far Munoz, have done a terrific job here today. We may yet see Doug Jones in this ball game. And Doug had some problems in the early part of spring, but he's come on to have some real good outings lately. Slower and slower, and slapped into right field by Witten, who has his third hit of the afternoon. So here's John Mabry getting his first at bat of the ball game. As we mentioned, he's the only Cardinal to appear in all 22 ball games. They're going to send a pinch runner in here.
Well, first we'll look at this pitch to Witten. Again, off balance, but as was the case the last time, strong enough to be able to get the ball and drive it through the right side. Mickey makes a diving attempt at second base, just not able to come up with it. So Witten 2 at bats in a row, showing off his strength.
That is Witten out there as the runner, and big fastball, big swing by Mabry, no contact. Mabry hitting .321 here in spring training, no homers and 8 runs batted in. Into the air to left field. Here's Incaviglia, reaches down. Incaviglia makes the play on Mabry. That's the first out of the inning. Witten remains at first.
Inky with his second rather casual catch on those little loopers in left field. Coming in, just nonchalantly throws the glove down, makes the play. No problem, I got it.
That's just the way Barry Bonds would do it out there in left, isn't it? Geronimo Pena, he has walked and twice flied out. You're not going to respond to my Barry Bonds line? Now, how would Barry Bonds have played that ball, T?
Well, due to the little difference in speed of the outfielders, he might have been standing there waiting for it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Just high, huh? High chop. That's going to be trouble. Off the glove of Stocker, allowing the base runner to go to third base. And the other runner is undecided, but he stays at first. Pena was halfway between first and second waiting. That'll be a base hit, and the Cardinals have first and third with one out. Probably would have been better had Stocker not gotten any leather on that ball.
The ball hit into the hole. Kevin goes over and tries to make a play on it. Deflects the ball away from Incaviglia in left field. Now Inky has to chase it down. By the time he gets to it, he makes the throw to third base. A little bit high to Batiste at third base. But watch Bobby Munoz. Right where you should be. Backing up the play. Catches and immediately turns to check to see where Mabry is at first base. Good alert play by Munoz.
The catcher Pappas is batting now. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Gerald Perry, hitting out of the 9 spot, is on deck.
You think of pitchers and their job is to throw the baseball, and that's their primary job. But once the ball is hit, there's always a responsibility to go somewhere and do something. Bobby Munoz doing a nice job of getting over to back up the throw to third base. Had he not been there, even if Lieberthal was able to come over and make the play, for sure Mabry would have moved up to second base, so the double play still in order.
It's a called strike. Phillies trailing at 5-3, would like to hold the Cardinals off the board here, and we'll see whether Munoz is able to do that. He's got a 1-ball, 1-strike count on the hitter. Called strike.
Nice fastball there. Hard and on the inside part of the plate.
I'll tell you one thing, he's got a tough hitter to face next. That Gerald Perry tied a Cardinal club record last year with 24 pinch hits.
A little business to take care of first before we get to Mr. Perry.
Runner goes from first. No throw from Lieberthal. Stolen base for Pena. The running Redbirds, their second stolen base of the ball game. Had another runner thrown out on the bases.
Pena with a good jump. Saw him take a little look back just to make sure the ball wasn't put in play.
And now the Phillies bring the infield in. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Lieberthal and a full count on the hitter Pappas. Munoz has been in trouble since giving up the leadoff single to Witten. Got a glimpse of Perry waiting his turn. Chopped on the right side. It's a foul ball. That play was called by the home plate umpire Hirschbeck. There is no umpire at first as of the moment. We're working with 3 umpires as we normally do in spring training, and Ripley had gone over towards second.
3-man crew, a little different setup that we see down here during spring training. Of course, during the regular season, always 4 umpires.
Generally in spring training, the umpires on the base paths change about halfway through the ball game, and they've done that again today. Frank Pulley was on the other side to start. Foul away, causing Munoz to have to make a lot of pitches here. Bobby wants a different baseball. Munoz, 26 years of age, from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, 6'7", 237 pounds.
Another one of those small guys.
Yeah. Somebody said the Phillies basketball team next winter is going to be undefeated. Hard hit and through on the right side. 1 run scores. Other runner being sent. Pena heading for the plate. Ball bobbled a bit, and the Cardinals pick up 2. It's 7-3 St. Louis as Pappas comes through. Pappas, hitting 130 at game time, has come through with a 2 RBI single.
Well, Bobby had got to 2 strikes, and he tried to put a couple breaking balls and put Pappas away with a couple breaking balls, not able to do so, so had to throw the fastball away. Pappas slams it through the right side. Tony thought he might have a chance for just a second, but once he bobbled the ball, no chance, just returned the ball to the infield.
There's Gerald Perry picking right up where he left off last year with a 357 average, a topper to the mound. Munoz throws it over the head of Duncan. Pappas makes it to third base. Perry makes it to first base on what should have, or to second base on what should have been an out. It'll be an error on Munoz.
Well, it happened before to Kim Batiste. The hard one hopper to third base, had plenty of time to throw the ball to first base. Now Munoz has plenty of time at first base, just makes the lob throw. Does not get enough on the ball, able to get it down. Ball was high. Dunk able to get the very tip of his glove on it, but you know, that's a routine play right there. Munoz should just be able to catch that ball and make a good firm throw to first base. So for the second time today, the Phillies nonchalant a little bit on the throws, and it cost them both times.
Gerald Young, the batter. The infield remains in tight. There's only 1 out in the inning. Munoz gets a strike. Young has batted just once today. He's RBI single to right field. That was the play that ended the 6th inning. He tried to stretch it into a double and was thrown out. Young is the Cardinals kind of player, has great speed. He could really patrol center field as a backup in St. Louis. But as we say, he's non-roster, and I don't know what his chances are.
As we talked earlier, the Cardinal outfield full of talent. Phillies with the infield in again.
Young is backed off. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. On the right side. Duncan's got this. A play at the plate. Got Pappas hung up. He is tagged out. The other runners move along, so we still have second and third. Now there are 2 outs, and the Phillies prevent the run. Young safe at second on a fielder's choice.
Shortstop, Cromer.
Good play by Duncan here. Goes through the hole. Comes up with the ball immediately. Doesn't even think about it. Comes home with the throw to Lieberthal. First thing you do, move the guy back to the base that he came from. Get him close. Get rid of the baseball. Nice job.
Now the hitter is Trip Cromer, batting for the first time. He's hitting at .353. No homers, 4 RBIs for the Cardinals shortstop of the moment. Cromer sends a loud foul off the first base side. Cromer last year played most of the year at Louisville. He played 85 games there, batting 275 for the Louisville Cardinals. 11 home runs, 33 runs batted in. He got a cup of coffee with the Cardinals at the end of the year, getting into 10 ball games. Down the right field line. Foul ball. 1-2 on Trip Cromer. Cardinals have runners at second and third. It's Perry on third and Young at second. Munoz pitching in trouble most of the inning, and his error has put him in jeopardy, but the error has not figured in any scoring thus far. Cardinals lead 7-3. Cromer called out on strikes to end the inning. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. 2 runs, 3 hits, an error, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 7-3, St. Louis.
That you seemed really smart. He also said he thought you were really beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah, I read black authors, you know. Wilt Chamberlain book changed my life. Yo, it's a white man at the door.
Bye.
Tell her be home by midnight. You have her back here by midnight. Yeah.
You gotta give me your word on something. Keep your head. Nothing crazy. It's got to be by the book. And I gave you my word on something else. I'm gonna put him in a box. By the book. Wesley Snipes. Dennis Hopper.
You know why your Quality Plus Truck Authority? The Ford F-150 is again the #1 truck in America for 17 years straight. Of all full-size pickups built over the past 16 years, there are more Fords still on the road. And they're backed by 24-hour roadside service. Plus, the big Ford has split bench seating, a strong bolted frame, more horsepower than Dodge, more torque than Chevy. The Ford F-150, now with $1,200 in savings. That's why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the Truck Authority. It's the first business person special of the season. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Tuesday, April 19th at 1:05, when the Phillies demolish, demoralize, and dismantle the Dodgers. Midweek, midday, April fun of the sun. Call 463-1000.
The easiest, most hassle-free, fun way to see the Phillies in '94 is with Phillies season tickets. Don't miss the boat this year. Get on board now. There are many different types of plans to choose from, including the very popular 16-game plan for only $192. All season tickets come with special extra benefits, including gifts, charge phone privileges, and postseason ticket options. For information, call now 463-5000.
New battery for the Cardinals. Terry McGriff takes over behind the plate. And on the hill is a young left-hander, Steve Dixon, who had 20 saves at Louisville last year, and he's going to work out of the stretch even though there are no runners. The Cardinals lead it 7-3. Dykstra going to be tough to hang in on this guy. Dykstra today 0 for 2 plus a walk. Lenny's saying, here I am in the 8th inning of a spring game, and I got to face a left-hander I don't know anything about. Dixon was born in Cincinnati, lives in Louisville. We say he had a good year for Louisville, and here is a pop-up in the infield right side. Pena makes the play. 1 down in the 8th.
Interesting. Dixon got the mannerisms of a couple left-handed relievers. Number one, when he stands in that stretch, he kind of got that chin tucked down a la Mitch Williams. Got that kind of look, and if you watch his mannerisms after he throws the ball, got a little bit of the Mad Hungarian Al Hrabowski in him. He charges the catcher and comes and snaps that ball back. So got a reliever's look.
That Mad Hungarian paid us a visit in our very own booth here today. He's a Cardinal telecaster, and he's visiting the ballpark today, though not working.
A little bit of the Mitch zone. Now watch the charge. Yep, Soften, go and get that ball back.
But will he go behind the mound and psych himself up for the next hitter?
I hope not.
Grabowski was among those who participated in or is going to participate tonight in an old-timers game down in St. Petersburg. A Legends game, right, Teague?
Yes.
I guess
not old-timers games anymore. They're Legends games.
I guess that's where you're heading right after the contest.
No, I'm heading to the airport, actually.
Hard hit, but right at Cromer. Morandini lines to trip the shortstop. 2 outs.
First baseman, Mariano Duncan.
Mariano Duncan will bat. Good day for Dunk. 2 out of 3, including a home run. He scored twice. Phillies are down, though, 7-3 here in the 8th. Mariano just feasts on left-handers. Like I said.
For the second time today, right on cue. Doesn't even wait around, just sees the first pitch from Dixon. Fastball. Looks good to me. Whacked.
And that all ever-present smile. Here's Pete Incaviglia. He's 2 out of 3 today. Single and 2-run homer. Pete struck out last time up there. Phillies are trailing 7-3 in the 8th. Ricky Jordan comes out as a pinch hitter for Munoz. Dixon gets it by him and then comes charging on in after the ball. Like Teak said, I don't know, after you get a big swing like that, whether you want to be that close to the hitter. Especially when the hitter is this guy. Foul. Perry giving chase. McGriff giving chase. It was playable. Jim Fregosi was the closest one to it. Former Gold Glove shortstop should have caught that ball. Fregosi should have made the play.
Well, as a former Gold Glove shortstop, a lot of scattering going on over by the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Coaching staff.
Heathcliff Slocum warming for the Phillies. I mentioned that Jordan's out to pinch hit. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, a bullet foul. Just beyond the Cardinal dugout, third base side. Really ripped hard by Inky. 1-2. Phillies have been out hit this afternoon 10-7 by the St. Louis Cardinals. Last year the Phillies won the season competition with the Cardinals 8-5. Got him on a changeup. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And after 8, 7-3 St. Louis.
Most luxury cars are assembled with spot welds. But for the J30, Infiniti adopted a process called weld bonding that bonds entire seams. Over time, flex and stress can weaken spot welds. But when the entire seam is sealed, there are no weak points, which means a stronger, safer body that lasts longer. Visit your Infiniti showroom.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Sure, you've got a car. Got a dog. Even got some fun-loving friends. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it really takes are the 2 cool beers of the mountain man. Smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
Most luxury cars are assembled with spot welds. But for the J30, Infiniti adopted a process called weld bonding that bonds entire seams. Over time, flex and stress can weaken spot welds. But when the entire seam is sealed, there are no weak points, which means a stronger, safer body that lasts longer. Visit your Infiniti showroom.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Flyers on Prism this week. Sunday they'll play at Anaheim, 7 o'clock. Tuesday against the Rangers, 7:30. And Thursday versus Calgary, also at 7:30. Flyers on Prism this week. Cardinals are sending a pinch hitter up. Tom Marsh takes over in center field for the Phillies now. And Stan Royer is pinch hitting for St. Louis. Royer's a guy who has posted great minor league numbers for a number of years, and about time he makes the big league ball club. Morandini throws him out. One down here in the top of the ninth. Scott Coolball will hit for the first time. Coolball hitting at .333 this spring. No homers, no RBIs. Bobby Munoz still on the hill for the Phillies. The Phillies had Jordan out in the on-deck circle, but he never got a chance to bat. Longmire, right field, makes the play. Coolball retired. 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Mark Whitten has gone all the way today. Whitten has had 3 hits in the ball game, 3 out of 4, 2 runs scored, stolen base.
And Jim Fregosi, I think, looking at Bobby Munoz this inning, had a little bit of a tough time in the 8th inning. Things didn't go his way, made an error himself, which can be something that will rattle a pitcher. Might have been happy to see the inning end before the pincher got up, where you can send Munoz back out and just see how he reacts to the inning. Can he bounce back? So far, so good.
Whitten takes high a ball. I think probably in this game, had the Phillies had the lead, we would be seeing Doug Jones pitching now. But that's why he had Slocum up last inning. Hard hit, but right to Morandini. Mickey will make the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel. We move to the bottom half of the 9th inning. It's 7-3 St. Louis.
Your name is Claudia Doran. You live in Venice, California. Where are you from? It's not a trick question.
Chicago.
And your code name is Nina.
Hello?
Nina, 1 hour. There are 3 people sitting behind you on the balcony.
I don't understand.
I want you to put 2 bullets in the VIP.
Once she took their deal, she passed the point of no return.
How are you?
Just blew up a hotel. How the hell do you think I am?
You like living with a ghost.
In a minute. Well, a girl did something really bad. I'm always going to be paying for it.
When they gave her a new life.
I know you like that you made me into something different. Please, Bob, let me go.
They never thought she'd want to live it.
If you pull this job off for me, I'll see what I can do down.
Bridget Fonda. Point of no return.
Car should be safe and dependable. The right car should have a V6 engine, front-wheel drive, and a driver's side airbag. It should be comfortable, and it should have room for 5 adults, a theft deterrent system, and keyless entry. But most of all, the right car should be easy to get into.
Lease a Maxima GXE with no down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
Sports Channel Philadelphia and Prism are proud to sponsor the Leukemia Society of America's annual Dress Down Day. We're inviting area companies to go casual to mark the beginning of the baseball season. Participating companies will receive commemorative buttons signed by the Phillies' Dave Hollins. For more information, call the Leukemia Society of America at 609-931-8500. This is Mike Perez taking over here in the 9th inning. The Cardinals have given him a 7-3 lead, and Perez has decided that he does want to be a closer. Originally, he had said that he didn't want any parts of that job, but he's come around to the correct way of thinking. Teak?
Yeah, really. Must have had a conversation with his agent. Anybody says they don't want to be the closer, if you're a relief pitcher, needs to be examined.
Milt Thompson is pinch hitting for Munoz. Milt's having a pretty good spring. The ex-Cardinal Thompson hitting at .293 with a homer and 2 runs batted in.
Perez, a workhorse of a pitcher in '92 for the Cardinals, pitched in 77 ball games last year, pitched in 65 ball games, and even spent a little bit of time in Arkansas. So, you know, a guy that can take the ball and go out there and pitch for you on a day-in, day-out basis, and give you a lot of appearances and a lot of innings.
Tries to get ground balls. Not a strikeout pitcher necessarily. Right at Milt's legs. 2-2. Batiste and Longmire also to bat here in the ninth. The Phillies trailing 7-3. Lost their only other game to the Cardinals this spring. Have the Cardinals once more. That's this coming Thursday right here in Clearwater. Final game in Florida. Strike 3 called. Well, I just called him a non-strikeout pitcher, and look what he does. That, by the way,
made you look bad.
Yep, that's the 10th.
Well, this is a pretty good combination of pitches. Threw one right at Mildy's knees and then paints the outside corner. Talk about pushing a guy off the plate and then going away again with power. That's exactly what Perez did.
Joe Torre, a contented man at this moment. Kim Batiste is at the plate now. Kim 0 for 3 this afternoon, has struck out twice, grounded out, one of them a double play. There's that ground ball that he gets. Smothered at third by Coolball, but makes no play. It'll be an infield single for Kim Batiste.
Scott Coolball makes a diving attempt at third base, ranges into the hole, able to knock the ball down, but you know, that play right there, when you make that, you have to be able to come up with the ball cleanly and get back to your feet immediately to have any chance at all to get Batiste at first base. Good effort by Coolball, but not quite able to come up with it.
Now, Batty just got off his schneid. Let's see if Longmire can. It's been a long day for him. Struck out all 3 times. He won't strike out here. Back and caught by Mabry. And that's the second out of the inning. The hitter for the Phillies is Stocker.
Sent Mabry back to the warning track in left center field. Now, normally after you've struck out the first 3 times up, you're just trying to get the bat on the ball. But Tony not only got the bat on the ball, but put a pretty good jolt into it.
Phillies shortstop Kevin Stocker doubled his first time up. Since then has grounded out and line to left. He is 0 for 2. Perez, like so many relievers these days, works from the stretch, base runners or no. In for a strike. I guess Perez only throws a fastball under duress, huh? Got a little bend on everything he throws up there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Socked down to Perry at first. He'll make the play, and the Cardinals have won this one. You're watching Phillies baseball on Sports Channel.
Now, John Hughes brings one of your all-time favorite cartoon characters to life.
Smile.
For a whole new generation to discover.
Don't embarrass me.
You'll love Mr. Wilson.
That kid, he's a menace.
Mrs. Wilson. The Mitchells. Margaret.
We could bury you alive. I could pound you up big.
Joey. Switchblade Sam. And a menace named Dennis.
Kids are kids. You have to play by their rules. You have to roll with the punch. You have to expect the unexpected.
Dennis the Menace.
That's me!
A classic kid. A classic comedy.
If you're looking for a place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you. It's a Pep Boys Automotive Super Center. No matter what you drive, their ASC certified technicians are here when you need them. Day or night, even on Sunday. For Rebestus brakes, TRW rack and pinion repair, diagnostic tune-ups, even air conditioning. For dealer quality service at prices you can afford, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Most luxury cars are assembled with spot welds. But for the J30, Infinity adopted a process called weld bonding that bonds entire seams. Over time, flex and stress can weaken spot welds. But when the entire seam is sealed, there are no weak points, which means a stronger, safer body that lasts longer. Visit your Infinity showroom.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Phillies baseball on Sports Channel has been brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and Easy Drinkin' Bush Light. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. The Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Coca-Cola, always a hit, always Coca-Cola. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 56 years, the health insurance company you can lean on. For the Cardinals today, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They leave 7. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They leave 5. Real Cormier is the winner. It's his first victory of spring training. The losing pitcher is Mike Dunn. His first appearance for the Phillies since coming over from the minor league camp. Sellout crowd, 7,195. Game played in 2.5 hours. Our Texaco star of the game today is going to be Brian Jordan, the Cardinal outfielder who hit a mammoth 3-run home run in the game today. Hit it off Mike Dunn in the 6th inning. The inning in which the Cardinals got 5 runs and turned around this ball game, which the Phillies had led until that point. Well, Teak, the Phillies now all even on spring training, but as you suggested earlier, with the exception of the injuries, things not moving along that badly.
No, really, Jim Fregosi has to be happy. The Phillies didn't score a whole lot of runs today, at least for them. 3 is, an off day, but offense is not his concern right now. The concern he has is with his pitching, and, is everybody coming along? Jeff Juden does a nice job today. As we mentioned, 5 strong innings, got out of a couple jams. And Bobby Munoz, even though he gave up a couple runs in the 8th inning, able to bounce back with a 9th inning. That does go out and pitch, 3 innings, gives up a couple, and didn't get himself in real major trouble. The only real problem he had was the 1 throwing error. So all in all, I think Fregosi has to be happy. It up a little bit here in the last couple days of spring training, and I think he has to feel real good about the direction that the ball club's going in.
Our next Phillies game here on Sports Channel will be 1 week from today, April 2nd. We'll be at Camden Yards in Baltimore for the final exhibition game of Spring Training 94. Hope you'll join us for the Phillies against the Orioles beginning at 1:30. So we hope you can join us right here on Sports Channel next Saturday. For Kent Tekulve, this is Andy Musser, and for our producer-director Ray Tipton, coming up next on Sports Channel, World Series of Soccer, USA against Bolivia. So long, everyone.